times. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry for being a little bit late. I lost track of time, and then I was setting things up, and then I had to use the bathroom, so I used the bathroom. And then I had to refill my water. Yeah. Honestly, I should probably take a few seconds to like drink some water before we really start. I don't want to repeat of last time when I was running late and didn't drink water, and then my throat was burning the rest of the day. The mic's not picking up when I swallow, is it? Oh god, it might be. That's embarrassing. Hi, hello. Oh, the chat. But I guess I have to refresh it after the stream starts, because I actually remembered to refresh it before the stream starts this time, but it's still frozen. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hi, hello. I heard you yesterday, but I'm so proud you got some things done. Oh, the PogChamp in the Discord. yeah. Even though I was my day off, I still like got work done and stuff. You know. Well, my days off are very rarely days off, like actually resting days. They're just days where I'm not streaming. I'm usually working on something else on those days too. Yeah, but I was very productive yesterday, and yeah, I got a lot of stuff done. It was a good day. Yeah, Charlie, thank you for the super. Hi, how you guys doing? I cleaned myself a picture day, no longer stinky. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're doing a drawing stream today. I thought it might be fun to do something different, you know? We've played so many games. I don't think we've done a single, we've had a couple of yapping streams since I came back, but I don't think we've really had another stream where we do something besides the gaming. Like, unless you count those couple of yapping streams, which you could. But, you know, like any other sort of activity, we haven't really done that. Yeah. And I also just could not think of what I wanted to play today, so... Although, if I knew Pragmata was going to be out by today, then I would have just picked that. I didn't know when that was coming out. I'm not very good at keeping track of, like, game releases and stuff. I'm not really good at it. Yeah. Oh, but speaking of things, did you guys see the announcement? Did you see the announcement on my Twitter and my YouTube and my Discord? Did you see the announcement? Yeah, okay, yeah! I get a good look at the stream delay. Yeah, look! Cute! Ah! Can you read it? Look! SVP invited me as a guest to be in a concert at Ocean Epic. I want to be on stage. I want to be performing. That's gonna be so cool. Yeah, it's gonna be my first time ever performing at a concert, performing at a convention. Yeah. So if any PogChamps are going to Ocean Epic, you should stop at the concert so you can see me singing. Yeah. I'm illiterate, actually. Well, then look at the pictures. Ooh. A bunch of VTubers and one of them is Chio. Ooh. Pictures. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this to get announced so I could, tell everybody. I'm really excited. It's gonna be really, really cool. My first ever concert performance. What song will Chio sing? What song will she sing? You'll have to go see to find out. Yeah, I just want to remember to announce that. Yeah. But I hope all of you guys are having a great week so far. What's today? What's today? It's Friday. Is it Flat Fuck Friday? Fucking losers. Yeah, well, I'm having a really good day now that this, like, I know it's been announced so we can talk about it. I don't really know what else there is to say, so, yeah, congrats to you. Thank you. I'm gonna be like an idol on stage, singing a song. It's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah. Thank Friday is God, yeah. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You confused me for a second. It took me a second to realize what that said. What that meant. Yeah, thank you everybody. I'm really excited too. I don't know how many PogChamps are going to Oshi Uplink, but singing on stage, what? Yeah. Whoa, there. Wait, don't go at me. Thank you. I was like looking at the chat and I look up and there's just a big 100. I'm like, ah! Thank you. Holy, is this my reward for doing a good job? Yeah. I think I already got rid of it. Why did I get rid of it out of my OBS already? I already got rid of it. I already got rid of the announcement. Wait, I am going to be a guest, singing as a guest in SVP's concert at Oshi Uplink. It is a new, if you don't know what Oshi Uplink is, I tend to forget that, like, people might not know. It's like Oshi Uplink is a new VTuber convention that's in Canada. I think it's in Toronto. Yeah, Toronto, Canada. And I think this is their first year, which is pretty cool to get to be performing not only at a convention but at the very beginning of a new convention. It's quite cool. Yeah, so I don't know how many PogChamps are going, but if you are going, you could stop and see the performance. You could watch the concert. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Yeah, I've been really excited knowing that this has like been in the works for a little bit and I can finally tell you guys about it. So I am very excited. My first ever concert. I wish I could see it from like the audience's perspective. I'm just like, I want to watch myself sing on the big stage. I want to watch. But I will not be able to watch, so yeah. Nice, I would, but I'm on the other side of the world with not much free time though. No, that's totally fair. Well, honestly, even if you live closer, these things tend to get announced pretty last minute. I don't know why that is. I don't know why these things get announced so last minute, because Oshi Uplink is like very early May. I forget the exact dates. Wait, I could just look at that thing that I just had. Should I just put it back in here? Just put it back in my OBS for a second. I don't know why I got rid of it. I don't even remember getting rid of it, but I must have out of habit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, May 2nd to May 3rd. It's very soon. Yeah, so it's kind of, well, I don't even know if there's still tickets available. Maybe there are. I think if you live close enough, you're able to go or whatever, and you want to go check for tickets to Oshi Uplink, you should go see if there are tickets available still. If you want to. Yeah, but like convention stuff tends to get announced pretty last minute. I wish I knew why that was. You know. It can be hard to plan for these things sometimes, but I hope that any PogChamps that are getting to go, that they're already planning to go. I hope that they're very excited and that they'll come see me sing on stage. You can kidnap one of us and force them to become the most awkward on stage. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't know why they wait to announce either. Maybe they want to bank on people having FOMO so they buy tickets. I don't know. I really wish I had an answer because I'm honestly curious too. Yeah. But yeah, if anyone is able to go, then you should go and then tell me how it is. Yeah. Tell me how it is when I get back from my move and stuff. You have to tell me. Tell me all about it. I wish I could go too. I wish I could. I think Canada doesn't use tickets. You can just go to any concert anytime. This is a fib. Do not rush the Chio stage. Yeah. Every VTuber convention is allergic to announcing guests before ticket sales. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some of it I can kind of understand. I can understand when it comes to like the really big talents, you know, like Offkai. Every year, if Offkai has any like HoloLive performances or appearances, or like Kizuna Eye or something, every year those announcements come very late, like close to the con time is when they're announced, you know, like a couple weeks before or whatever. And in that case, I can kind of understand, because if you announce that really early, then you're gonna just like, you know, tickets are gonna sell out extremely fast, and it would kind of just be like, all right, all HoloLive fans. So like, part of me kind of gets it sometimes. Maybe it's like a thing where it's like keeping it fair, because it's like that for bigger VTubers. Maybe it's like keeping it fair by just kind of announcing everybody a little bit later. Or maybe it's like a convention contract thing. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. It's kind of strange, but yeah. I wish it could be announced a little bit earlier though, because it can be kind of tough sometimes. You're just banking on your Oshi being there, you know? Do you spend hundreds of dollars on ticket, hotel, and airplane if you live far away, on the mere chance that your Oshi might be there? Or do you not do that? And then feel FOMO when you find out later your Oshi actually was there, but you did not buy all the stuff and you're not gonna be there. Kinda sucks. Well, that's where you pull the biggest brain Chad move, and you just decide you're always gonna go to Offkai. Well, for me, it's Offkai. That's the one that I always go to. But like, pick a convention. You always go to that convention because you like the convention, and you just kind of wait to see who's gonna be there, you know? If you just like a bunch of people, like a bunch of VTubers, chances are someone you like's gonna be there, so... It keeps away the robots, I think. Oh, you know what it might help with? Scalpers. If you announce all the like big stuff, the big people, what if they scoop up all the tickets, all the Offkai tickets? They scoop them up, and then you can't go anymore. They're just being resold. Is that a thing that could happen with the like Offkai tickets? Well, this is Oshi Uplink. This is not an Offkai performance. I'm just talking about Offkai because I like Offkai. But the performance is at Oshi Uplink. I guess it could be the same thing. So though, I do not know. Yeah. What if I just go to every convention ever to bank on Chio being there? Well, I mean, I think there's a decent chance, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I get to appear at conventions. It's not super rare, especially if it's more of like a VTuber-specific convention. Although I have been appearing at more like anime conventions too. But I feel like the more VTuber ones, it's a pretty good chance. pretty good chance, you know? Yeah. I feel pretty lucky, and I'm pretty thankful to be offered positions to appear at so many conventions. It's really, really nice. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Approach every booth. Got any rare pod camps? Well, you have to make sure to get the fan name right if you're gonna ask for that. How do you deal with feeling nervous if something big is coming, like the concert? Well, I think it kind of depends on like what it is. But I think I usually try by being like as mentally prepared as I can be. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing that you can do. And like depending on what it is, it might be like varying levels of how prepared you can be. But like for example, if you're planning like a VTuber debut times are always full of nerves and stuff, right? You know, I know when I debuted with Pixel Ink, I was nervous to heck and back about that. But, it's common practice that you actually practice the debut before you actually do it. So you'll plan out what you want to do, and then you'll run through it at least a few times. Run through it as many times as you need. Streaming to nobody. Just run through the act, you know? And then after that, I remember when I debuted, I was still nervous, but because I had practiced, I kind of just relied on muscle memory and just tried my best to get through like my little debut performance. And then, even though I was still really nervous, I managed to get through it okay. And I don't remember having like a lot of scuff or anything either. It went pretty well. Yeah. And it's kind of similar thing, like, if I have meet and greets always make me nervous. I can be really awkward with social stuff, especially when I'm seeing you guys face to face. It's quite different just from seeing your username in chat. Now I'm looking at you. You know? So, I remember like last time I had meet and greets, I had a notepad where I had like some questions that I could ask, you know, when I was at WeebCon, yeah. Although I didn't really need to use it though, because I kind of just ended up not really using it a ton. When I started talking to PogChomps, it was just a lot easier to talk to you guys than I thought. But having that there is a big help, you know? Because sometimes the nerves, you know, I'm that type of person where if I get too nervous, my brain just kind of freezes up. And like, that's not really what you want to happen when you are doing something like timed meet and greets or something, right? You know, you don't want to be so nervous that your brain is just like, So sometimes having that there, you know, like, you know, you can do your best without it. But if you do need it, it's nice to have it there to kind of fall back on, you know. And for me, if I do get nervous like that, it's usually like, I feel like I'm pretty used to meet and greets and stuff now. Yeah, I mean, I still get nervous every time, but like I was less nervous at these last meet and greets than I thought I would be. All the nerves were kind of at the beginning. And I feel like I did a pretty good job talking to everybody, but like after a couple of PogChomps came by, the nerves kind of just wore off and I was a lot more confident. Yeah. And it's pretty good. You know, yeah. And they can also help sometimes too, because sometimes PogChomps are the really nervous ones, and sometimes my brain decides to randomly fart in a social interaction. So sometimes it's awkward silence, and I have to think of something to say, and sometimes having that to fall back on is just helpful. You know, I think just being as mentally prepared as you can be is just the best thing that you can do, and anything that makes you nervous like that. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, Conti were awful and normally AF. No cool VTuber stuff. Really? I don't know where you live, and you don't tell me, but don't dox yourself. But like, I think more anime conventions have been having VTubers and stuff too. I'm trying to remember some of the names of the conventions I've been at. Besides like WeebCon. I'm so bad with names and stuff, bruh. I know I was supposed to appear at San Japan, like one time, back when I was in Pixel Link. I was supposed to appear at San Japan. But like that was like when I was still in the middle of recovering from my wisdom tooth surgery. So I remember I had 3 different meet and greets at that time in my recovery period. And I tried my hardest to be able to go and be there for PogTowns and stuff anyway. So I managed to go to 2 of them, but San Japan was the last one. And like I remember my talking and all my like jaw movement and stuff during my other meet and greets kind of made me like start bleeding again when it had stopped. So I was like, okay, I don't think I can do this last meet and greet. So I ended up not being at San Japan, which was, I remember I was really disappointed about that because I know San Japan was the biggest of the 3 like conventions. And I was really excited to get to have a chance to like go be somewhere so, you know, like so big and stuff, you know, like I was also a lot smaller of a dinosaur at the time too, you know. My community has grown a lot since then, so it felt like a really huge opportunity at the time, and I was really sad that I had to back out because of my wisdom tooth recovery. But I think it was the right move because being at the conventions just kind of wasn't, you know, it wasn't the best for recovery, you know. I probably would be nervous at first too, meeting Chio. Yeah, no, it's totally okay if you're feeling nervous because like most VTubers are also pretty nervous meeting you guys too. Like, it doesn't really go away. Like I'm getting better at managing it, but I'm always still nervous when you got meet and greets coming up and you're like, what if my brain farts in the middle of it and I don't know what to say? I could just randomly have a bad brain day that day where I'm just not really getting a lot of good thoughts for conversation. Honestly, today is even one of those days. I feel like it's one of those days where my head feels really empty and I feel like I'm relying more on muscle memory to like carry the conversation. It probably doesn't seem like I'm super head empty. But I feel more head empty today than usual. Sometimes it's just randomly, you get a day like that. And I especially hate when it's on a meet and greet day because it's just like, nah. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the PogTowns who already know me and just want to come say hi. Although you guys are probably more understanding of it. But then it's especially embarrassing if it's somebody who doesn't know me and they come up and I'm like, I have to be charismatic. It's my chance to make a good impression. But then my brain farts, and then I'm just like, it's so embarrassing. And it feels like it very commonly happens on meet and greet days. The one days where I don't want it. I don't want it to happen that day, but it happens anyway. Yeah, but yeah, I think just trying to be as mentally prepared as you can be is the best thing that you can do. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes it can be hard, especially when it's something you're not used to. You know. Yeah, sometimes, like, especially if it's something you're not used to. Yeah, at least for me. You know. But like after you've had some chances to like do it, it gets a lot easier. I know for me, if it's my first time doing something, I'm like, my brain will like freeze up all the time for that too. Like I'll need like specific instructions. Like, okay, you want me to do this for the first time? Okay, tell me in great detail. You're distracting me. Stop. Tell me in great detail all the steps as detailed and specific as you can get. There you go. That's what I'm trying. See, I'm too head empty. I'm just like brain lagging. It's one of those days today, and I don't like it. I'm way too head empty. If something distracts me even a tiny bit for a second, then I just like, I have no thoughts to run off of. You know, it's like my whole brain's trajectory is shifted. It's like, what was the original trajectory again? Yeah. Super, thank you for the super. 3 months of the stinky Chio. So is Rex. Wait, that's not super. Thank you for being Pod Champion for 3 months. I'm sorry. My brain is scrambled today. But thank you either way. But yeah, I'm really excited to be announcing the concert. I hope Pod Champs enjoy it. Her beep ain't booping. No, it's really not. But we'll just have to do the best we can. We'll just have to do the best we really can. Okay. Speaking of the best, well, not really actually. I'm just trying to shift into what we're doing today, and I don't really know how to smoothly do that today. But today we are doing drawing. We're having a drawing stream. I actually do not have my Clip Studio Paint or anything set up in my OBS yet, so I'll have to get that set up. It was kind of late. I was kind of late to start the stream. I also have a cup of tea. I did not finish my tea. It's not even warm still anymore. I'm not really sure where to put it on my desk. It's kind of blocking something no matter where I put it. You know, after my move, which is coming up real soon, it's gonna be a great opportunity to really organize everything on my desk. I hope I can have more space. I really hope I can have more space. And if I can find a better place for my phone, would love that, you know? But I don't really know, because it feels like if I want my monitor like straight in front of me, then my phone can't be straight in front of me. It's gonna block the screen. But it's off to the side, but it still blocks some of the screen. Wee! You sound like you have a retainer, and it is really cute. Thank you. I actually get that a lot. I even see that sometimes in comments that are not directed towards me. I remember, like, I was on Twitter one time, and I think it might have been under a clip. Like a clip of mine. Sorry, it's a burp. Thank you for the 20 gifted, Harley. Thank you. Wow. That's so many. No, I'm not giving you mommy voice. No. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I remember that, like, I think it was like a clip or something on Twitter, a clip of mine. And I like checked out the comments, and you know, sometimes I stalk the comments. And I saw people who were like theorizing, like, I think she's got something in her mouth. She's like holding something in her mouth to talk like that. You know, her voice sounds kind of muffled. She's got something in her mouth. But I think if I had something in my mouth, you would not be hearing my voice as clearly. Like, I know my voice has kind of a, like, sort of like a muffled quality to it, I guess. Like a little bit. But it would be like way more obviously muffled if I had something in my mouth. Like, nah. Anyway, I'll take a sip of my tea. Free money! Thank you. Yeah, it's not warm anymore. I also wish I put more sugar in it. I didn't put as much sugar in it today, just to try not to eat a bunch of sugar. But like now it's not as sweet as I normally like it, so it's like, eh. I only like tea if it's got like a bunch of sugar in it. I don't like unsweet tea. So thank you for the sip. It's not a key, it's a drawing of key. What does that mean? Is that a reference to something? I also thought that way at first. Yeah, it's a common thing. Sugar where? In the water? No, in my tea. You want some tea with that sugar? I like to add like an inch of sugar to the bottom of my cup. For a second I was like, wait, is it an inch? That feels like a lot. No, an inch is accurate. Yeah, an inch is accurate. Anyway, though, I need to clean out my OBS in here. but I got like so many old things that I'm not even using. Remove that. Move that. Okay, first, let's go ahead and move my desk out of the way. And normally I put myself over here, but the merch advertisement is kind of here. Maybe I'll just kind of put myself over here. I'm gonna add in my Clip Studio Paint. Well, you know what? I should probably turn it on first. Draw. Open up my page. We're gonna draw stuff today. I don't know what we're going to draw. No, don't open up some random project. New illustration. Okay, there we go. It's just like, oh, you want this old project you were working on? No, I do not. That is not what I want today. Okay, I got it open. Now let me see about putting it in here. Just window capture. You know, I have some window captures in here already. I wonder if I could just... Wait, I have one in here that says Clip Studio Paint. Do I already have a Clip Studio Paint one? Ah! I guess I do. I guess I do. I do have a Clip Studio Paint in here. Oh yeah, I remember from that time we had a member stream, and we were like, we were drawing Chompi in profile pictures. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. We could probably just like, does this look bad? Does it look bad like having it like you can see my room and stuff? Like, does it look weird having it just hovering in the middle of the screen like that? Does it look weird? Because, like, otherwise I think this will work. You can see the canvas pretty well. I just hope it doesn't look strange. It looks fine. Oh, okay. I was also thinking about maybe finding like a playlist of some lo-fi music or something on YouTube just to kind of swap things up a little bit. We get some like, yeah, like lo-fi Nintendo music or something. Receive! Pod Champion! Okay, give me 1 second. Just make sure it's not too loud. And then I gotta mute my BGM and then gotta turn this on. It might make the audio alerts sound a little bit double when they come through. But it shouldn't be too bad. Just to kind of have something different, you know? I often think about like having different like BGMs and stuff, but I usually just forget in the heat of the moment. Because I always do, I have like the same routine that I do for streams every time. So sometimes I just kind of tend to get a little bit into my routine. Okay, let me lower that a little bit. Is that good? Can you hear it okay? Yeah, now I actually have like my YouTube Premium, so there will be no ads. No ads. No ads playing in the middle of the playlist like last time I tried to use a playlist. Which I remember I checked it for ads and there were none before I streamed, but of course as soon as I'm streaming, that's when the ads come through. Pause Marie, thank you for being Pod Champion. Welcome. Yeah, it's good, it's not too loud. Thank you. Does it sound double when an audio alert plays? If it does, we'll probably just deal with it. But... Peacock, thank you for the sub. Chio is so fly. Hey! I used to leave my house. What? Also, emo Chio got Chompi when? I don't know, I haven't thought about it. Although it would be kind of nice to like change up my hair color and stuff sometimes. It's literally just that I forget to set these things up. So like we kind of end up with the same thing all the time. But like I want to remember like, hey, how about some different musics? Or hey, how about I change up my look for a stream? You know? It's not too loud, it's not too loud. Okay. Okie dokie. Alrighty. So here here is my Clip Studio Paint window. You can see my animation timeline. That's down. Oh, yep, there's my cursor. Animation timeline down here. We're not gonna be using that. We're not gonna be using that. Yeah, unless we wanted to animate something. And wait, well, I mean, I have it open as an illustration. Yeah, wait, I think it's open as an illustration. It's not open as an animation. But if I wanted to animate something, I'm not going to, but I'm just curious. Animation folder. Yeah, see, I added an animation folder, but like it's not appearing in the timeline over here. It's okay. I was just curious. I'm just curious. Okay. Anyway, what should we draw today? What should we draw? I did not plan anything. I'm really bad at planning things. I have had so much going on that I haven't had time to plan anything. Honestly, that's where just having video game streams recently has been really nice, because all I have to do is plan the game, turn it on, and that's that. And just commentate over it while you're doing whatever, you know? Well, it makes it sound really lazy and stuff. Not that it's lazy, but it's more like it's easier sometimes when you got like a bunch of stuff you're doing, you know? You know? That's Marie, you've been champion for 4 months. Wait a minute, didn't you just join? I got a 60-inch TV now, so Chio is wide. Hi, are you calling me fat? Nah. Nah. Chio as the Mona Lisa. I was thinking to maybe start as a little Chio or something. Maybe. Packing up. I actually have not started packing yet. Well, I have started packing some stuff. But the bulk of my stuff, I was planning to start packing like after my last day streaming. Because after my last day streaming, I'm going to be having like a few days that are dedicated just to packing before I actually leave my house for the move. And then it's going to be like a few days traveling. So it'd be like maybe about a week that I'm gone. And then I just need to get everything set up at the new house. So I don't know exactly how long all that will take, but I shouldn't be gone for very long. No animation if you're packing. Well, we're doing animating tomorrow, so I probably shouldn't animate anything. I just get that itch whenever I have Clip Studio Paint open, especially at my computer. I don't usually draw at my computer. I usually animate at my computer. So normally if I do a doodle, it's on my iPad. Although I do a lot of animating on my iPad too. I've been working at my iPad pretty consistently. Because it's nice to get away from my computer. My computer is just so much my workspace. It's hard for me to relax on my computer sometimes. Okay, let's start with little Chio. Yeah, she should be doing anything specific. It's kind of big. Can we tone it down a little? This is lo-fi Nintendo music, but I swear, is this not Megalovania? Is this like... Is this the music for something else? And it just sounds like Megalovania? Yes, this is Megalovania. I was just like, wait a minute. Is that Nintendo music now? Playlist? You said lo-fi Nintendo music. Megalovania's not Nintendo. It's a banger, but it's not Nintendo. Now, give me a circle. Oh my god. I love drawing. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I love the smart shape feature that they added, because even though you still gotta struggle with shapes a lot of the time, it like trims down how long you're doing it. Okay, so I always start with my head, and I like to go for like pretty circular heads because my style is a bit more cartoony. Although I have been experimenting with more like lolly anime-esque styles. I haven't drawn another one since the last one, because I've been so busy and stuff. But it was nice to experiment with it. and like try something new, because I really want to branch out from just doing gremlins. But I'm gonna start with just a gremlin. So we're gonna do a gremlin. Yeah, okay, the next thing I do, you guys can't see it, but I'm like right clicking and there's a little window here, but you guys can't see it. Duplicate layer. Why did you do that? Okay, yeah, there we go. It just like closed my window for some reason. Okay, this looks like Hollow Knight. With the slanted eyes and the rounded head. Doesn't it kind of look like something out of Hollow Knight? Why is the little guy so small? Why not? Okay, and then, oh my god, it's looking so intense. Why is it so intense? It's because it really does have a look of like the head's tilted down and the eyes are looking up. It has that look to it. I didn't intend for it to. I think it's the shape of the eyes. It's the shape of the eyes for sure. The eyes make it look that way for sure. It's like, oh no. Hello, Chompi. Yeah. Okay, and then I duplicate that. Whoa, stares at you. Stares at you. Stares into your soul. Azara Noah, thank you for being part champion for 3 whole months. Drawing little Chio on her evolution line. It's like Pokemon. You know, I've been watching the Game Grumps have like a Nuzlocke run they're doing, so I've been like watching their videos. And man, just seeing like an old Pokemon game, it like gave me the itch to play Pokemon myself again. You know, because they're playing Platinum. Okay, wait, what sort of face? Hang on, I always struggle with mouse shapes. Like that? Oh yeah, okay. It's like, I feel like I forgot how much I really like Pokemon until I saw one of the older games. Cause like, the newer games feel like they haven't quite had the same magic, you know? Yeah, okay, so I got my basic face down. And after that, I start with the hair, and I always start with the bangs first. It's not bad. It's not a bad shape. Could be a bit more even on the sides, but not bad. Not bad. Hang on. Just kind of shorten it a bit here. Kind of matches a bit more. Like length at least. This one has slightly more of a curve and this one's more straight, so it's not exactly even. But it's doable. Sometimes all you need is doable, especially if you're animating and you're gonna be drawing the same thing 10 million times. See, I don't like how there's more space between the bangs and the eyes here than there is over here. And I hate that. Just kind of make it, yeah, okay, that looks better. Better placement. Yeah. Actually, do you have one of those drawing tablet things, or is it all mouse? I have a drawing tablet. Yeah, that's why like when I like go back to my drawing, I like look down, and my eyes always close when I do it. I probably look like I fall asleep all the time, but I have an actual drawing tablet. Yeah, one of those screen ones. Yeah, it's an X Pen. Is it a good tablet? It's good enough, but mine is a bit bratty, and it has this issue where I think the cord to it is a bit touchy. So like I have one of those desks where there's like a piece underneath the desktop that you can kind of roll out towards you, right? Like you grab it and pull it out. It's where you put your keyboard, and I actually have my mic sitting on it too. So my mic can be as close to me as possible. it wouldn't be as close if it was like actually on the desktop proper. So instead I have it on that little like tray that you pull out. That's where I also have my drawing tablet anytime I use it. There's like a lip on the end of it. It's like the best way to describe it. It's like a tray with a lip on the end. So I can like put my tablet here, and I lean it against the proper desktop, and then the lip at the bottom stops it from like falling off. So I just have it leaning like that. But like I have to be careful every time I do it. Not because well, I don't know if it'll damage the, I guess I actually don't know. But like I have to be careful with it, because if the cord is not like nice and evenly rested, if it's like kind of pushing against something that's on the desktop, then I have to adjust it, because my screen will just like flicker black. And I'm just like, turn it off, turn it back on. If it turns on without showing me the logo of the tablet, then okay, it's not fixed. I can try to like pick it up and put it back down, you know, like sort of pull it forward and put it back. If that doesn't fix it, I'll make sure the cord's in there all the way, tap it, doesn't fix it. Okay, turn it off, turn it back on. Yeah, and sometimes it's, instead of it like flickering and going black, sometimes it's like a flicker effect that goes like from the bottom up, down, 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 up, down, 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 flickers black, flickers back on, flickers black, flickers back on, up, down, 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 down. Yeah, it's like a display issue, but like the tablet itself works fine. It just has a quirk. It just has that little quirk. You know? How long have you had it? See, you might be thinking like, oh, maybe it's really old, and that's why it has that. My answer is, I think I've had this one for a couple of years, but this is not my first drawing tablet. I originally had a different one, this exact same model. I think it's the X Pen Artist Pro 15? I think that's the model. And I had one of these before this exact one, and it had the same problem. So I contacted X Pen, and I was like, hey, can I trade this in for a model that works? And X Pen does not have good customer service. I had bought my original one when I still lived with my family, but then I moved away. This call to X Pen took place after I moved away, like shortly after. So I was talking with them, and they agreed, like, okay, yeah, send in your tablet and we'll send you in a replacement. And I was like, okay. Oh, by the way, because they were pulling from my order history. They were pulling from the information of my order history. And I said, by the way, I don't live at this address anymore. I have moved. So here is my new address. Can you have it sent to this one? They sent it to my old address. And I am so lucky that my family still lives there, because I don't know what I would have done. Oh, that's too far. I don't know what I would have done if my family didn't live there anymore and they, like, a stranger lives there. Like, huh? Am I just getting screwed out of my tablet then? But thankfully, my parents still lived there and they could send it to me. So I got my tablet, and it worked fine for like 3 months, and then it developed the exact same problem that my original one did. It has the exact same screen issue. At that point, I just gave up. My tablet is just quirky. If it ever breaks, I guess I'll get a new one then. But I personally do not recommend X Pen for that reason. The customer service was not very good, and this is the second tablet from them that has the exact same problem. I think it's like a model issue, but then like, I don't know. I know I'm not the only one who's had the same problem too, because you can Google it, and like other people are talking on like Reddit, Quora, like, hey, my tablet has the screen flickering issue, and I'm like, yep, that's what mine is doing. That's what mine is doing. Yeah. But like my tablet still works. Like if you don't mind a little quirk that you have to just, you know, it doesn't take very long to fix it. So if you don't mind a quirk, I guess. But personally, I would not buy it if you know the quirk exists. Like at the very least, go for a different model. But maybe a different type of tablet would be better. But I personally don't mind my tablet. Even though it can be a bit quirky, it works fine otherwise. I'm that type of person where, like, I don't like to replace something unless I absolutely have to, especially if it's expensive, you know? Like, sometimes people see my phone. My phone, it's like an iPhone 11. So, like, it's like a good few models behind. And sometimes people see and they're like, oh, we should get you, like, a new phone. And sometimes I think that would be nice because, I've had the idea before. So like I've seen this on Twitter. Some people will like record footage of something and then they'll like animate over it, you know? Like they might go to like a patch of grass, record some of the grass, and then they can animate something over it. And I'm like, I love that idea. That's really cool. I would like to do that myself. But the one thing that makes me think about getting a new phone, because otherwise my phone is great, even though it's a bit old, it still works great. The one thing about my phone that I wish that sometimes makes me think about getting a new one, even though it's not something I'm actually thinking of doing. I cannot afford one right now. But the one thing is that one of the outer cameras has a big crack in it. And it can still take photos, but if I take a photo with the outer cameras, the lighting will usually look really weird. Like, it'll look like there's just these really big waves of sunlight going across the photo. It can look really pretty, but when you don't want it to be there, you know? Yeah. So sometimes I'm like, oh, it would be really, really nice to... Actually, this looks pretty good. It would be really, really nice to have a phone where that does not happen, but that's like the only thing that makes me think about getting a new one, because otherwise my phone works great, and phones are expensive, so like, I don't need a new one, you know? Ooh, is this Wind Waker music? I love Wind Waker music. So I will just keep using something until I literally cannot anymore. Like, that's the only reason why I consider getting a new one. There's no other reason, you know? Yeah. Can you take it to get repaired? I have no idea. I don't even know what happened to it. Because I've never had a new phone before. Actually, my iPad that I draw on is the first brand new device, like Apple-wise. I guess if you count like game consoles, then no, it's not the first brand new device I've ever had. But like outside of like a game device, like a 3DS or something, my iPad is the very first brand new out of the box device I have ever had, because all my other phones have been hand-me-downs, including the one that I have now. So it was my mom's phone before. So I don't know what she did to crack the camera. Thanks, Mom. Your crack is getting in the way. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. That makes it sound like something else. Your crack's getting in the way of my animating, Mom. But it's like the only thing. Merge with layer below. I made it so these are both on the same layer now. It's not bad. Make the line a little bit thicker. I love Wind Waker music. This is why I don't play game music while I'm streaming. It just distracts me. Not bad. I don't like how thick this line is here. I zoom out. It's probably fine, but this looks flatter than it does on this side. Does it really? Or is my brain playing tricks on me? No, see, I don't want to move the bottom. I only want to move the top. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's okay. Yeah. Move your crack, Mom. Yeah, so I've never had a brand new phone. But like, it would be cool. It would be cool to have a brand new phone. But like, again, you know, like that is literally the only issue I have with my phone. Otherwise, it works fine. So it almost feels like a waste to spend that much money on something you don't really need, you know? Okay, I hate that. Why did I draw it like that? Okay. Making sure there's no tiny gap right there at the top. I look like a shocked cat. Stay is intense. I added the vector layer. I don't want that. I clicked the wrong button. Oh yeah, somebody asked me once, like, Clip Studio Paint, does that have vector layers? Yeah, it is. This, well, hang on, put my cursor. This button right here. It's right next to the new layer button, the one with the cube on it. This adds a vector layer. I don't really use vector layers though. Honestly, maybe I should be. I think last time I thought like, oh, it doesn't work with my texture pen. But it does. Look, it's working. I don't know why I thought that. It even works with the smart shape. I should really be using vector layers for my animations. Why am I not? Bro, I'm just a big dumb idiot. I need to change that. Although I have some other animations in the works. So I might just continue them the way that they are, but when I get to like brand new projects, I should be doing that with vector layers. We could do that tomorrow in the member stream. Vector layers. Yeah, I'll be honest, I have no idea what a vector layer does. I may not have like all the details about it, but like attempting to explain. So a normal layer is called a rasterized layer. And that means that this line is made out of pixels. So, because it's made out of pixels, that is where if you size it, you change the size. It might be hard to tell with my texture pen, but like, you know how when you size something up, you see, okay, you can see a bit of a quality loss. You know, it's a little harder to tell with my texture pen, but you can see it. Like, it looks like cloudier and stuff. There's a quality loss when you make it bigger, you know, like pixel layers do. And now I'm gonna add a vector layer. So here's your vector layer. Vector layers are instead done not with pixels, but I think with math. I think it does its own like math, which means that I hope this works. It should work. I don't want to look like an idiot here. Which means though that if you size it bigger, which it looks the exact same to me, and it might just be because of the texture pen, but if you size it bigger, a vector layer is supposed to keep the quality of your line. Get rid of this layer. Okay, there we go. It's not going to lose quality or anything if you like resize it, and that's why it's better to use it for animations. I think my texture pen makes it hard to tell. But like if you're using like other pens, I just really like my texture pen. But if you're using other pens where it's more obvious, that should be the case. You know. Vectors are just the equation of the curves and lines. Yeah, it's like kind of like that. It's like math. They're made out of math. Yeah, I never got into vector layers. I feel like it's really only going to be useful, especially if you're like resizing things a lot, which again, animations, that can be really helpful. Cause like for my animations, because I don't have like a team or anything when I make my animations, I'm just one person. So I take all my little shortcuts, which means I do a lot of copy pasting. Sometimes I'll just make a layer bigger to like show that it's getting bigger. I don't redraw it. I just make it bigger. And it can be pretty obvious I'm making it bigger. I think the most obvious example I can think of is box. If you see my box short, I made something bigger doing that one. And you can tell that I'm just resizing it. But like, that's where maybe using a vector layer. I think you'd still be able to tell that obviously the lines are still gonna be bigger and stuff with the vector layer, but like there's not a quality loss. I feel like with the texture pen though, you don't really see much of a quality loss anyway. I don't know. But yeah, that's like basically like the difference between them. Anyway, Penny, thank you for the win. Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny. Wait, what's your fan name again? Hi, Pennies. Hi, penis. Hi. How you guys doing? We're doing some drawing today. Yeah, also I'm Chio Chompi. I'm a dinosaur. Today I'm a drawing dinosaur. They're the centipedes. Oh, like a centipede. That's cute. I love centipedes. Yeah. We are pennies. Pennies or centipedes? I love you, Torbo. What do you mean? Where did this nickname come from? Torbo. Don't listen to her name is Torbo. No. Excuse me, I thought my name was B.O. Bombi. Now it's something else. Huh? But hi, hope you guys had a fantastic stream. How are you guys doing? Yeah, we're just doing some drawing, some sketching, you know. And we were just talking about the difference between rasterized and vectorized. Somebody asked about it. Yeah, I was like, I'm not like the biggest expert with all the little details, but you know. Whoa, one man, thank you for the gift. He sniped Benny. When they sniped themselves? What did they do? Well, one man gifted the membership to himself. How did they snipe themselves? You know, it's not the first time actually that I've seen that happen. I think this is like the second time. It's rare to see, but sometimes you can just randomly get yourself. I think it's just because it's purely random. You yourself can sometimes be in that pool. It's just rare to see though, because you're only one person though, you know? Oh, that means Penny can stalk my animation stream tomorrow. Yay! To be honest, I thought I already had a mamba. A mamba? I like to think you would know if you had a mamba. Don't tell me you lost it. Or you might want to find him before he bites somebody. That wouldn't be very good. I have to sleep now. Good night, Toopy. Good night, Penis. Have a good night. Thanks again for the raid. You guys can join me as I draw random things. See, I hate doing body shapes because, like, I always hate the shape. That's not too bad, actually. I don't like the way it's meeting here at the beginning, but, like, that's not too bad. Whenever I draw a gremlin, everything's all basic shapes. This music sounds familiar. What music is this? I've definitely heard this before. Is it Pokemon? Pear-shaped Chio. This is how I always do it. If I'm drawing myself as this like small baby. Pokemon. Oh, it is Pokemon. Okay, that was like the lo-fi makes it hard to identify sometimes. Yeah. What are we drawing today? I'm starting off with me, but I'm like I ended up staring very intensely into your eyes, so it's me staring very intently into your eyes. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good. It always makes my arm look really fat though. Because of the sleeve. It's okay though, it's just accurate. And this one I usually just do a little squiggly for that sleeve. Let me just do the arm here. Really simple. I'm gonna check the shape of it. Looks okay. I might just kind of shift it around a little bit. I try to remember to do the arm and the sleeve separately, so that way if I want to reposition the arm, it doesn't always come out like exactly the way I want it. So I'm always like shifting things. Yeah. So to be honest, this is why I really respect traditional artists, because I can't imagine drawing everything the way you want just on paper. I'm always using these digital tools. So anytime somebody draws like traditional art or traditional fan art, sometimes I get traditional art in my art tag, and I'm always just like what? You drew that? Cause that's so cool. I could not do that. It's so impressive. Yeah, I would not have the patience. Not to say that digital art, it does not also have a lot of work going into it. I feel like little gremlins are fairly easy to draw, but there's some pieces of digital art that are like, they're gorgeous, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I wish I could draw like that sometimes. But I'm also very happy and content with where my drawing ability is too. Yeah. When have you started drawing digitally? I'm gonna be totally honest, I have drawn off and on for years, but I never liked it because I never really had a style that I liked. It's because I would always try to do traditional anime style, but I suck at drawing traditional anime style. But then recently I decided to try like a style more like this, and that's when I'm like, oh, I really like doing this and I can do it fairly consistently, because drawing consistently is also really hard for me. If I draw the same thing twice, it's not going to come out looking exactly the same. So this helps it be a little more consistent. And this change started like in the last year. So even though I've kind of been drawing off and on for a long time, I want to say that I started seriously drawing less than a year ago. Just because I finally found a style that meshes with me. Although I am still practicing and experimenting and trying to get a handle on a more fleshed out, less gremlin, more anime style. Because sometimes I have content ideas. I've been having a ton of content ideas recently. And sometimes the content idea just does not suit little squished, you know? Like, you need a more fleshed out, like, art and stuff. So sometimes it, like... It really depends on what you're doing. So I want to be able to draw, like, more of, like, a, like, traditional, like, lolly sort of style to, like, match my look, but also it might look more serious and stuff for those more serious ideas, where the small gremlin style just doesn't work very much, you know? Yeah. Hi, Kurt! How you doing? Why are you kicking balls in the midst of the night, Chio? Because I thought of it and then I posted it. Yeah. That's it. That's basically it, yeah. Can you add your cute eyebrows to see how it looks with the eyebrows? Oh yeah, I can. To be honest, I usually just forget the eyebrows. And then I kind of just stopped adding them because I always forget them. Okay. We do that, and then we flip it. Pretty cute. Yeah, let's say the eyebrows are on top. Should the eyebrows be on top or should the hair be on top? If the hair is on top, then we are going to erase these parts of the eyebrows. I think the hair realistically would be on top, but if you don't like the look of it, like I think that looks kind of strange. It's a drawing, and you can do whatever you want. So let me find which of these layers has the freaking... Which of these is the hair layer? I don't name any of them. I just try to memorize where they are. Always drawing things in the same location. So it's this one, isn't it? Yeah. Always drawing stuff in the same location helps a lot, though, because I can do like, oh, okay, it's gonna be near the bottom. See, to me, this looks better, even though realistically the eyebrows would be underneath the hair. I think this looks better, and that's what I love about art, is you can just choose to do this stuff, you know? Like, it's okay, it's okay. I'll be totally honest, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you, like, draw something, or, like, you do something, and then somebody has to be like, actually, you didn't do this right. the way that you drew this is not 100% accurate to the piece that you drew. And I'm just like, bruh, it's art, or like it's fan art. Often it's with fan art. I see it very oftenly with fan art. It's like, you didn't draw this fan art piece 100% accurately. Like, do it again, bruh. You failed. And I'm just like, it doesn't have to be 100% accurate. It does not have to be. Bro, if I had that pressure on me all the time, I would just stop drawing. That's a good way to make people stop doing what they are doing. Normally I draw the tail on this side, but what if we do the tail on this side this time? Oh, that's a pretty good tail shape, actually. Let me just... I don't like when I draw a line and it gets really thin here. Just kind of just thicken that up a little bit. But this is a really good tail shape. I like the tail shape. Very good. Okay, so erase the part that goes over the arm. Yeah, also Cheap Jumping Fox, thank you Ping Pong Champion for 5 whole months. OMG, hi Chio, hi. How you doing? Having a good day? We're drawing, we're doodling. This is fun. I don't usually do a lot of artistic streams. But I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, you know, like, what if we did try different things? Just try different creative things. And just make them into streams. Okay. I think the only thing now that I'm missing is my pigtails. Sometimes I do the pigtails before I do the body, and sometimes I do the body before I do the pigtails. Kind of depends on the day. No, it looks ugly. Like that? Yeah, that looks cute. Okay. Then I find the position that looks better. Sometimes looks better a little bit closer. One of my biggest things with the pigtails is like sometimes when these front parts are too thick, which they are a little bit thick this time, and it's gonna add to the problem. But sometimes when these parts of the hair on the front are too thick, then the position of the pigtails looks strange to me. Like, that could maybe work, but like realistically, these pigtails would not be this far away from the head. But then the problem is, if you put them realistically where they would be, well then now they're totally blocked by the front hairpiece. So you kind of have to get creative a little bit. The pigtails very commonly give me this issue. You just gotta find where they look good. Okay, let me try duplicating. And let's see. Sometimes it only looks weird until you add the other side. It does look a little bit better having it on the other side. It's a little bit too low on this side. Just go ahead and raise it up a little bit. Sometimes I like to tilt it. It looks a little bit better when it's tilted. You just kind of look for what looks good. That looks pretty good. Yeah, they're a little bit further away from the head than I would usually like, but it doesn't look too bad. And sometimes with the pigtails, all you can do is just go for what doesn't look too bad. Okay, when I animate, I do it the same way. When I animate, I'll usually think of how I want it to look in my head, and then I'll create the drawing, and then the drawing is kind of like my puppet. You know? Yeah, it's kind of like creating a puppet. So when I get to this phase, well, normally I would do animating first. I do not have an animation timeline. So normally I would put all of these into a folder. These layers are not in a folder. I can add them to a folder though. I always forget how easy that is to do on my computer. I've been doing it on my iPad. There we go. Okay, I animate with folders. Sorry, I can't stay away from the animating conversation. Okay, so let's duplicate. I don't have an animation timeline because this is an illustration page. It's not an animation page, but okay. So now we have a copy of the first one. Okay, and then I do that, and then I go back to this one, and then there you go. you have something animated. I mean, I can't really show it very easily because without the animation timeline, but that's basically how I do it. It's like, oh, squish up. If we had the animation timeline, you can kind of see the effect here, I guess, in doubling it up, but like, it's like a little bouncy effect. I do that a lot, if that makes sense. Normally, I'd be doing that next. But because we're not animating, we'll just go straight to the cleanup. I hate the cleanup phase of animating, but because this is only one illustration, it'll be really easy. Clean up. You get rid of the overlapping lines. Just go back and clean it all up. The head space is completely gone from those. Okay. Awesome. Next we have the eyes. I normally let the hair come in front of the eyes. Although sometimes I see art where the eyes come in front of the hair and I really like the style. So what if hypothetically we did that instead this time? Let me find where the hair is. Okay, there's the horns. Here we go. Okay. So hypothetically, if we let the eyes come in front... What the heck? Oh yeah, it's all the same layer. Forgot about that. I made them both the same layer. It's really subtle, based on like the specific placement of the eyes in this specific piece, like the eyes and the hair. Really subtle, but I kind of like it kind of rounds around the eyes a little bit more this way, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that. You know. Yeah. And then I think overlapping lines wise, I think this is the last one. The hair kind of going over the sleeve. And I know I want the hair to be in front. So we're gonna find where the sleeve is. Okay, I found it. It really didn't take very long. Just kind of erase some of that. Ta-da! Now you got it, Chio. Sometimes I'll also draw the little bracelet around the wrist too, but sometimes I just don't. Because I forget to, or I just don't want to. I don't draw a lot of the details on me. Like I don't draw any of my hair pieces, and I don't draw my band-aids or anything. Actually, technically, the way I draw my shirt is actually not accurate because it like slopes. I have one shoulder exposed, but like in any of my drawings, that's not how it's drawn. Because, you know, when you got a lot of details, drawing, especially animating, when you're drawing things over and over, that's like more stuff and it's more complicated. Even if you're doing more simple like I am, you're doing it over and over. Even if you copy paste a lot, you're doing it over and over. So a more simplified design helps a lot. Yeah. Although when I color, I have been in the habit of still adding like stripes to the sleeves and stripes to the legs and stuff, like my one striped sock. So I'll still do that because I hate myself, but like I don't do a lot of the other stuff, you know? And it still reads as me. Like you see this and you're like, oh yeah, that's Chio. Even though it's technically lacking a bunch of my features, you can still tell that it's me. Yeah. I like your art explanations. Thank you. I seriously love animating. I'm so happy that I like tried it out because I ended up just trying it out. It was shortly before I got into Pixel Link. I was like, you know what? I want to try. I want to learn more skills. I want to be more skilled. I want to be the best agency talents I can be. So, how about I try animating? Yeah, let's try that. I ended up really liking it. Although it's funny is I did not unlock my love for illustrating until like way later. Like drawing it all. I was animating before I liked drawing. Hey, good evening. I just recently discovered Chio's live streams. I always enjoy watching them. Your illustrations are so cute. Thank you. Thank you. Arigato. Thank you. Yeah, we don't normally do the drawing stuff, but like maybe we should do it more often. It might be fun. It might be fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. The eyes are so good. I want to try drawing gigantic peepers like this. Yeah, little cartoony styles are really, really cute. This one, actually, they usually come out looking a little bit more goofy than this. This one actually looks a bit more serious. Like, she actually looks like she's got something going on in that head. Normally when I draw something, the eyes are a little less slanted, a bit more round. And I usually draw like a cat mouth. So if I go like right here next to it, let's create a new folder. Let's say I draw something totally new. Okay, let's not nitpick about the head shape too much. Okay, so we got that. And then we'll add the other eye over here. Oh, Pokemon music. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. I just had an idea. No, don't resize it. Don't resize it. Actually, I don't like how like square shaped the edge of this is, but just kind of, yeah, there we go. Yeah, ta-da! Ta-da! What program is this? That timer looks like PS and clip art smooshed together. This is Clip Studio Paint. Yeah. I've actually never used Photoshop. But I really like using Clip Studio Paint for my art and animating and stuff. I know especially for animation, it has a little bit of a learning curve to it. Because like all animation softwares have their own quirks. And one of Clip Studio Paint's is the way, it's harder to sell, you know, honestly, maybe I should just open a freaking animation project at this point. Maybe when we're done with this, if we want to open a second page, maybe I'll just open up a animation page so I can actually like show everything accurately. Because my timeline, despite being here, is non-functional in an illustration project. But Clip Studio Paint's one of their quirks is that layers are frames. I think how do you explain it again? What's the really weird, confusing way of saying it? Layers are frames. And like folders are something else. I don't know. But I remember I tried to like help a friend recently. A friend came to me recently saying that one of their friends was having trouble learning how to animate in Clip Studio Paint. And it was because of this quirk. So this doesn't work right now, but let's act like it does. So let's pretend this is a blank canvas. Let's just zoom in. Okay, I have a totally blank canvas here. Here's my brand new animation project. I'm going to be animating. So it'll usually start you off with an animation folder. And if you see, the icon here is different. It's because an animation folder is different from a normal folder. This is a normal folder. It's the same as your usual average folders in literally any other drawing software. They hold all your layers. That's what they do. But an animation folder, if you were in an animation project, we are not currently, but let's say we are. Let's just say we are. If you were in an animation project, adding an animation folder, it would put like a row over here in the timeline. And this row would be where all your frames for the animation are kept, you know? So, you know, you hit the play button and it starts going do-do-do-do-do, plays through all your frames and it shows whatever you're drawing on the, you know, it's like playing it, you know? The animation folders are kind of like rows, you know? It's like one animation folder becomes one row on the timeline and then, oh, if I wanted to add another one. Here, now I got another one. It would add a second row over here. But the confusing thing when you just start is it'll start you off with this, okay? This would be so much easier to show you if I had actually an animation project open. But when you start off with an animation project, a lot of time, it starts you off with your animation folder. Okay, so you have one row over here, and you can see, like, this is where my frames will go, yeah. So normally it'd be like, Alrighty, I'm gonna start on my first drawing. So you add a layer. And if we were on an animation project, this layer would now be over here. Right? You'd have one frame. One frame pops up over here, okay? So like, let's say you draw the head. Okay, great, you have a head. So now you're gonna think like, okay, so now I want to draw the next thing. So I'm gonna add another layer. But if you had an animation project open, and you just add another layer to your animation folder, you would see it like this. Your head disappears. Now there's a second frame down here. It's a separate frame. You know? So like your first one and your second one are two different ones. So if you click back to here, oh, there's your head again. You know, you click back to your first one, there's your head again. But if you click to the second one, then your head would disappear. It's treating these like two different frames, despite being layers in the same thing, you know? And that can confuse people a lot. But the way that I get around it is, instead of layers, you add a folder. This folder, the folder can also be a frame. So if you add a folder, now this folder would pop up over here as a frame. The same way that the layer did. It'll look the exact same. The same way the layer did. But because it's a folder, you can now add however many layers you want. And you can draw whatever you want on each of them. And it's not going to create a new frame for every single layer that you add. Because the folder is the frame. So any layers you add in there, it's just all going to be one frame instead of being multiple of them. Does that make sense? I get it, doesn't get it. I can explain it again if I actually have an animation project open. It's probably hard to do that. Probably hard to do that. Really explain and illustrate it without like the physical, visual examples. Yeah. Course timeline. Wait, I don't know if I can open the same project though in an animation project though. I think we have to like finish up here and then just open another one separately, I think. The folder is the frame. Chio 2026. It is though. It is though. I animate with folders now because it's like way simpler. Yeah. Thunder, thank you for that super, by the way, Chio. Thunder, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to see some of. I was yapping for so long. I wanted to like read some of these messages too. You have a talent for attracting people with strong opinions about things they don't control. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I've noticed that myself, and I don't really get it. Because, like, I can have some strong opinions myself, too, but I feel like I tend to be pretty easygoing about it. You know? Like, I have them, but I don't expect people to do things based on them, you know? You know? Well, it kind of depends on what it is, but, you know, if it's, like, just art can be whatever. Yeah. Your solution to the pigtails is kind of like how Mickey Mouse's ears always face forward because it looks better. Yeah, you know, I guess it is kind of like that. Do you use storyboard? I don't. Whenever I make an animation, I just storyboard in my head. I like just picture in my head and I just memorize what I want it to look like in my head and then I just draw it. I understood everything you said. Yay! Yeah, I can show again once we're like, this has stuff in it, right? Yeah, okay. New one, new photo. Once we like get to an animation project, I could show. But I gotta try not to animate too much because we're doing animating tomorrow. And it's hard for me to just illustrate because I want to animate things. Okay, what should I draw now? Should I try drawing a PogChamp? PogChamps are actually pretty hard for me to draw, so that's why I don't draw a ton of them, but I want to get better at it. Okay, whenever I draw PogChamp, I always start with the head. Well, much like with Chio's, I always start with the head. And this is not going to be a full PogChamp, but we can draw like his head in the space. Okay. So I always start with the head. PogChamp has a pretty simple head. And then I'll usually draw the muzzle next. There we go. See, it's already starting to look like PogChomp. Really nice and easy. I'll add like a little nostril here, and then there you go. You already got the start of PogChomp. Yeah. Okay. And then the eyes are the hardest part. Because I used to draw PogChomp's eyes like this, like kind of like a dome. Like with this being like the bottom, and then it arches up like this. But like it's hard to get the shape right. It's hard to get the shape right. So like I guess that doesn't look too bad, but it still doesn't look quite right. So I've actually been experimenting with other ways to draw PogChomp's eyes. Why did you smart shape? What? Why did you smart shape correct it like that? That looks so weird. Smart shape is really nice, but it does not always work the way I want it to. It's almost like the computer can't read my thoughts. Who would have known? Who would have guessed? You know? Been animating in Photoshop for years. Switched the clip like last week. The timing of this Chio tutorial is spot on. Well, if you hang around for a little bit after I like draw some more stuff here, or actually, maybe I could just open up an animation project and then we just like quickly show it off, and then I come back to this one. That way I can like show you guys what I meant, but like with like actual visual examples. Okay, I'm like still kind of experimenting with PogChomp's eyes and stuff. But let's go ahead and say that's his eye for now. And I usually still draw the other one kind of like a dome. So you can see that it's like kind of coming off a bit there. And let's draw like a little bit of an eye over here. You know, there we go. Not too much, but you can get the idea that the eyes are bulbous. Even though this one is not drawn the same as I used to draw it, it's drawn more simply. The addition of the other eye being drawn like this, your brain sees it and you're like, oh, okay, so this eye is similar. This eye looks a lot more bulbous because of the way that this one is drawn. And your brain kind of just completes that picture. Yeah. And then normally I'll do one spike. This is the only spike that I draw like this if I'm doing just a head. It's kind of hard to get it looking nice, but I'll draw, because this one is more, it's not behind the head. So I draw it a little bit more like a unicorn horn, I guess. You could say that. And it goes between the two eyes. So you got one spike there. And then we're gonna have some more back here. But because they were like behind, we don't want them to be too big. So we can have like some down here. Pretty roughly evenly spaced. And then after that is when we are going to do the neck. And PogChomp's neck can be a little hard to do sometimes because it's like long and thin, but not like a giraffe. It can be kind of hard to get the shape that I want. Maybe it would even be better to do. That one doesn't look too bad. Okay. And then he's got like the yellow on the belly, kind of like how some cartoon dragons have. And it's got the stripes going across. Okay, and then we're going to add some more spikes. PogChomp has spikes going all down his back. Okay, and then let me go back down to the initial circle. Some of the circle is going to stay because it is still a big chunk of the head. So we're just going to erase. Yeah, like right there, looks really nice. Okay, and then I'll just go up and close my photo. Ta-da! Sometimes if I want to, I'll also add like a little bit of a tongue. That is not the right tool. That is my eraser. Ta-da! He looks so baby. He's so baby. I love PogChomp. Yeah, Yeah, Pokemon never comes out looking the same whenever I draw him, but I'm getting better at drawing him fast. You see how fast that was? Normally it takes me forever to draw Pokemon, but I did it so fast. Cute, cute. Absolutely no thoughts in his head. Yeah, we're head empty together. We are. Okay. I think I can maybe open a new animation project to show you guys what I meant. Let's take it off shorts format. I'm gonna change the size. I normally do 1280 by 720. Okay, so here is a new project. And you can see it looks a lot different already with it being an animation project. First off, you've got like these border lines. These are not here on our other canvas. And this is because it's like a thing with animation where this line is going to be the edge of the screen when you export it. So this is to give you a little bit more drawing space, but the edge of the screen is going to be this line rather than the other one. So that's why that is there. And then you can see that the timeline, see, it starts you off with an animation folder. Like I said before, it starts you off with one by default, and it gives you one page. See, this is inside the animation folder. If I close it, you can see it's inside that. So because it's in the animation folder, it's over here in the timeline. If I delete it, now it's gone. So anything that's put in the animation folder appears in the timeline. And you can even like drag it out of the folder. See, now it exists. It's still here, it exists. Open and close, open and close. It will disappear from the timeline, but it's here. But you can just pop it back in and it's back in the timeline, you know? So I think the thing that often confuses people, now I can actually show you guys what I meant. The thing that often confuses people when they get started with animation with Clip Studio Paint is, okay, so you just opened a new project, which we actually have this time. We actually have a new project open this time. You've got your animation folder. All right, so this is just a default. This is how it starts here. So let's say we want to draw a little guy. So we're gonna start off with a head. Okay, here is our head. Awesome. We're satisfied with this. I'm actually not, but we're gonna pretend that I'm satisfied with it. So next, I want to draw the eyes. So I go. So yeah, I'm hovering my button. I'm gonna add another layer for the eyes. But oh no! I put in my new layer, but now my head that I've drawn is gone. This is what I was trying to explain earlier in a really weird way because I didn't have my animation timeline open. You added another folder, or not another folder, another layer. And see, this is your problem, is it created a different frame. Your first layer is one frame. Your second is this blank one. And this can really trip people up because you use layers so often when you draw. But this makes it feel like, well, I can't use layers because if I add more layers, it adds more frames? Question mark? It's really confusing, you know? But then the way that I started doing it, let's delete this second layer that we have. So what I do is I use folders. So I'm gonna pop a folder in here. And you can see the folder also makes its own frame. You can just go ahead and put your layer in here and then just make sure that this starts at the... Make sure this starts at the very beginning if you want it to, depending on what you want. Because when it is... Where's my undo button? When it is separate, the folder is on 2. So even when you put it into 1, it's still on 2. So I'll usually just make sure that it starts on 1. But see now, instead of this layer being the frame over here, the folder itself is instead the frame. And I can add whatever layers I want and see it does not add another one. So now, let's just animate a little dude real quick. Because I can't help myself, I love animating. Just position these the way that I want. That's pretty good. Okay. As I can continue adding, I hate that eye shape. I can continue adding whatever layers I want. And it's all inside the frame. The frame itself is the... Oh, it's all inside the folder? I keep getting my words mixed up. I'm sorry. This is probably going to make it really confusing. But because they're all inside the folder, and the folder is the frame, none of this stuff gets added to the timeline unnecessarily. It keeps it really nice and clean. And you can just keep drawing, just... whatever. Okay, so here we have... Here we have our little guy. Okay, we're gonna animate this little guy. Okay, so first off, the way I do my animating, what program to use? This is Clip Studio Paint. The way I do my animating is first, I make the puppet. That's what I consider. So this is our puppet. You completely draw them. And I don't have any overlapping, like, parts or anything. Like, remember when I did the cleanup phase on my illustration, you clean up overlapping lines and stuff. I don't have any of that here because this little guy is really simple. But if you do have overlapping parts, do not clean them up right away. It's really tempting to do that. It's really tempting. Like, you got like your body and you got the hair and everything, and you got parts that are overlapping, and it doesn't look really nice because it's not cleaned up. So you're tempted to clean it up right there. Don't do that though. I actually made that mistake. I didn't listen to my own workflow recently and did decide to clean it up before the cleanup phase in a recent animation that I am currently working on. And it kind of messed me up a little bit. I managed to salvage it, but it made it harder for myself. Because if you have like a body and you've got like all the parts and whatever, let's say you decide to clean it up right then. Well then, if you want to move something later, if you want to adjust something later, now you have to move that arm, but you erased part of it. So now you gotta redraw the part of the arm. It's way easier instead to just animate it first and then just have a big cleanup phase later where you clean it up after you're done animating it. So that way you don't run into that problem. If you know, because if you're moving things around in the process and you don't want to have to worry about redrawing something that you already erased because, you know, whatever. So that's really annoying. Okay, so the way that I do animating, okay, we got our puppet here. I like to animate on 2s, which means every second frame. So you got frame 1, frame 2. I'm gonna go to frame 3. This is where I'm starting my second frame. Duplicate. Okay, 1, 2. Duplicate. Okay, and I have an idea in my head of what I want this guy to do. So, how many frames? Okay, how many frames do I need? So I need the initial frame. The second frame will be squashed down. This frame will be up. Okay, I need one more. Okay, so we have 5 frames that all look exactly the same. This is how I start with my animation. So the first thing I want to do is we are going to... I'm thinking about if I want the expression to change, when is the best timing to do that? Let me see, if I animate a blink. I might need one more. Champion! Okay. Now let's just start experimenting with it. It's kind of hard to see how I want. Actually, before I start this, something else that I do. This button here is your onion skin button, and I use my onion skin button all the time. It makes it so if you move it around, you can see where the other layer is. I think this is the layer ahead because there's actually it might be the previous layer. I forget my layer colors, but you can see like the layers ahead of the previous layers. And it makes it really nice and easy to tell, so you can see like, okay, how far do I want this guy to move? Not terribly far. So we're gonna put him like that. And this one, you're gonna stretch it up. Okay. So we already got like a little bit of animation going on here. Okay, and then what I wanted to do is I want to change the expression during this squish. So I'm gonna leave the mouth, but we're gonna get rid of the eyes. So I'm gonna add a new layer. And thanks to the onion skin, I can also roughly see where the eyes are gonna go, which is really nice. The onion skin feature is really lovely. Highly recommend using it. I can just position things as I want. You can even turn off onion skin if you want to see without. Looks pretty good. Then we got a little bit of a blink going on here. But the blink is... it's a little fast, right? It's a little fast. So I think instead, what I want to do... I'm gonna grab all these. If I can. Sometimes it's a bit finicky. Okay, there we go. So I grabbed and shifted these. So now this frame looks extra long. And it's because this frame is... the very first frame is holding for longer now because I moved these. But we can just... I want to copy this layer. I'm going to duplicate it. And you can see it appeared twice down here. I'm just going to grab one and just kind of shift it over. There we go. So now we have a copy of this layer, this frame. We have a copy of this frame. And I can make my eye adjustments. So, luckily, the way I chose to... oh, that looks very cursed. Luckily for me, the way I chose to get rid of my eyes was just to hide the layers. So I still have them. And I recommend doing that unless you're very certain you don't need a part. I recommend doing that. Don't delete it yet. Just hide it. So that way, if you want to make an adjustment, you can just make it. So... what I want to do now is I am going to... yeah, okay, I want these ones. Okay, so I'm gonna select both of these. I use the free transform tool a lot when I animate. And I am just going to shift it down some. Okay. And is it a bad idea to clean up here? Normally, like, leave the cleanup. But sometimes for the eyes, because it's a quick fix, if I don't need it this way, I will clean it up just to make sure it looks right. This dead inside face. Okay. So now we can kind of see what it looks like. And the idea is that... yeah, see? It's like... animating a blink can be a little hard. I'm actually going to make this squish a tiny bit more. Blinks are kind of hard for me to animate. This is sort of the strat that I found once on how to animate a blink. Yeah, there we go. So you play it nicely. Actually, it looks a lot better when you play it smoothly. Then there you go. Now you got a little guy that's animated. Yeah, so I use my folders like this to animate. Oh yeah. Also, Ali, sorry for that. Thank you so much for being PogChamp for 3 months. I got on my art tangent and I got distracted. Chio making adorable art. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for your patience while I finish my tangent. And thank you again for PogChamp. Yeah. And there you go, little guy. And I really like the bouncing effect. It's one of my favorite things to do. Because, I mean, I'd have to like redo a lot to show it to you without the bounce effect. Because I tend to do the bounce effect, like I did the bounce effect before I made these expression changes. So if I just hit the back button, it's just gonna undo everything. But if I were to have the same animation but without the bounce effect, it'd look a lot less appealing. You know? Yeah. That's like the common thing that I see people get confused by is the layer system. I remember when I first started with Clip Studio Paint, I was also so frustrated with it. I was like, what? This program is so hard to use. I can't figure it out. It's so frustrating. And I started to wonder if I made a mistake paying for the subscription. Because Clip Studio Paint can be a one-time payment or a subscription depending on your device. If you're using a PC, then you can do either one. But if you're like me and you started on iPad does not let you do a one-time purchase, so you have to get the subscription. And I was sitting here wondering, like, did I make a mistake? But once I wrapped my head around this whole thing, it became just, this is my favorite software. Like, my feelings just completely changed. Like, it's a bit confusing when you first get into it, but once you wrap your head around that, I swear, like, this has become just my favorite software for doodling and animating and everything. It's so nice. Highly recommend. Yeah, you just kind of gotta wrap your head around that little learning curve, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad once you know how it works, you know? Yeah. Level 1 mobs in an RPG, you'd be like... This is so cute! I love anime! And my workflow has also gotten so fast, like... We animated a little blink here. And how long? It only took me a few minutes. Yeah! This is maddeningly cute. Thank you. Awesome animation. You work so fast. Also, literally the tutorial I needed. Thank you so much. You're welcome! Yeah, as you learn more about the software and you like work and stuff, your workflow can get really, really fast. It's all just based on experience and stuff. One thing that I do recommend is, well, the chat box is kind of in the way. I'm gonna hide you guys for just a second. Where is my chat box in my OBS? Okay, here it is. One thing that I recommend is you can have like a set of settings up here. And one person recommended having onion skin settings up here for easy access. It can be a bit of a pain to, like, as you can see, you have multiple sets. You can quick access settings, so you can set up your quick access settings. And a lot of this is default. I did not set up all this stuff here, but one thing that I recommend having here, the free transform tool. I use this all the time with my animations. Like, having this in a nice, easy to find spot is a lifesaver. If you can't find where something is in the settings, because it can be really annoying to find it, there's a ton of settings. You can just Google it. Google, like, where is this? How do you get to this tool? And I recommend, if it's something that you use a lot, just add it to your quick access tools. So you start with this, and then you just add whatever. Honestly, I could probably clean some of this up, because I never use this. I never use this. Well, actually, it's funny, is I do use this on my iPad. But like it flips the entire canvas here, which, like, I know is a useful tool for making sure your proportions are right. So like, now if you flip it, oh, now the head looks wonky. So I guess if you want to, you could use that. Yeah, I don't tend to use it in mine. I just tend to just draw it however. I don't really worry about how it looks from a different angle, because you're not going to be seeing it from a different angle. And when you're animating, you've got like a ton of work. Way more than just doing one little illustration. So I tend to just move on. But yeah, I recommend setting up your settings there. It can be really helpful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so let's go back over to our illustrations. That was my tiny little animation tutorial thingamajiggy. Yeah. Hi, Buddy! I just saw you. Hi. Thank you. Sorry, I heard the music and I was like, wait, is this another Undertale music? It's not. I don't think it is. Yeah. Actor, thank you for the super. I did not know about sets either. OMG, thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, they're really, really useful for just like, you want something, you know, because you can, well, it's cropped out of my view right now, but there is also like a bunch of buttons along the top. Like, higher than you can see right now. Actually, wait, can I like undo the crop so you can see it? What the heck am I grabbing? I'm grabbing something else. Let me find it. Wait, okay, clip stay up, right? Let me try to remember the buttons to... Nope, that's to stretch it. Is it this one? Nope, that's not... Why is that also to stretch it? Hang on, does this first one really... What? Hang on. Why are all these buttons to stretch it? Okay, wait, no, it's this one. Okay, here it is. Because, so, okay, yeah, so you got like all your buttons up here and stuff. You can access all the tools and stuff from up here as well, but it's just a lot nicer to just have it in your quick access. Me just stretching it over and over. Yeah, I just recommend it. You can have whatever tools you want. I also have my liquefy tool pretty easy to get to because I use my liquefy tool a good bit. Although I've been trying to use it less. But I have it there. I find it to be very, very helpful. Free transform is incredibly useful. I use it for my squash, little squish squash, you know, squash and stretch animation bits. Some people will tell you that you're not supposed to, like, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't copy paste or oh, you shouldn't do it that way. But in my opinion, unless you're part of a team or something, if you're just doing it all yourself, you do whatever. You do whatever you need to get the animation done because it's a lot of work and stuff. And I find the free transform tool to be very, very helpful. Yeah. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Animations have layers. They do! Yeah! You ever do draw-along streams where everyone watching tries to draw what you do, or based on the same reference? You'd be a great art teacher / streamer for that. No, I've never thought about it. I have bounced the idea, though, of maybe having like a magma board drawing session with members or something. That might be a fun member stream. That could be maybe cool. Yeah, just a small tangent. Just a little one. Anyway, let's get back to our drawing. Sorry, I hope I didn't bore you guys with my animation stuff. I feel like such an animation geek now. I was like, you get me started and I just can't stop. What else did we draw? We got like half the canvas here. You know. Chio, I saw a game trailer called Primal Repairs and thought maybe you'd like it. Oh, is that one where it's like prehistoric times? You play as like a caveman who runs like a prehistoric like repair service. Somebody actually sent that to me. I thought it looked cool. Yeah, that does look cool. We might check it out once it comes out. I'm not sure when it releases, but whenever it does, we should check it out. I have some other dinosaur games I want to check out too. Yeah, you were so good at explaining. Makes me want to animate myself. Honestly, if you want to give it a try, it's always worth it. You might end up really liking it. I had no idea how much I would like it until I gave it a try, and then I was just like, oh my god, you know, it's really rewarding. It can be like a bit of a love-hate relationship sometimes because it is a lot of work even to do simple things. Like, it took me a good few minutes to get down that little simple animation, which is like really fast, but also it's a few minutes for a couple seconds of animation. And there was one time I know, which I will say was back when my workflow was not as fast, but there was one time I remember where I did a 12-second animation. So it was 12 seconds long, 1, 2, 12. And it took me a few hours. But like getting more familiar with the software and your workflow naturally getting faster does help a lot. You just kind of like naturally speed up. This was a while ago, but like it's still crazy to think, you know, like a few hours going towards 12 seconds. Yeah. But I think I could maybe, I don't remember what animation it was, but I almost wonder now if I were to animate it again, if I could do it faster this time. Probably, right? Probably. That was a while ago. And I'd like to think my workflow is a lot faster now. I've actually I've been working in the background on a longer project. I've done some animated shorts that I've released, but I have been working on a longer animated project, off and on whenever I get a chance. And it's gonna be my first, like, bigger project that I'm really excited. I'm really excited for when it's going to be done. That's gonna be really cool. But it's been way more involved because I've been doing a lot more background work and stuff for it too. So I've been like drawing backgrounds, which has been just the most enjoyable but also giantest pain in my butt ever. Cause I'm like over here challenging myself. I'm like over here drawing like weird perspectives and stuff, like angles I don't normally draw. But I'm like challenging myself to learn them. So like it's fun, but also man I hate it. But also it's fun and like oh this actually looks pretty good. But also like it's just taking forever. Or like oh wait with the angle that this hallway is, this door just looks it doesn't look right. The perspective is off. But like what would be if I try this and I try this and it's a love-hate relationship, but it's like, it feels like when you have a dog that you really love, and then sometimes you're like, so my dog, I just can't get him to stop doing X, Y, Z, and like, you don't really like that part of it, but it's also kind of funny because you just love your dog so much. It feels like that. You know, like at the end of the day, even if you might not like the thing, sometimes it's like, you still love it though. Cock, thank you for the sip, but I think we need more Chio. Chio, Tom, Mayan feet. What? Tummy and feet. I was like, okay, tummy, Mayan feet. What's the oh, tummy. That's me when trying to read the react messages in my Discord. Like, the other day, somebody typed "be responsible," and my brain kept reading it as breast I thought it said breast on Bible. I thought it said breast on Bible at first. And then eventually it's like, oh wait, be responsible. It's so funny. It's so funny. Animating toes might be actually kind of hard, to be honest. I've actually never tried animating toes. I don't think I could draw toes though. Like, this is how I draw feet. A lot of the time. You don't have to draw toes when you draw the feet like that. Actually, I do experience drawing pom-tom toes. We just, hang on. Is this photo? Yeah, that photo is the pog jump. Okay, add a new photo. Okay. Whoops, I dropped my pen. I dropped it on the floor. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put my Mooch advertisement back up. There we go. Breast on Bible, or what? Not breast with the ST. I thought it said breasp, like BRESP, breasp. Breasp on Bible. And I was like, what is a breasp? Why is it on the Bible? What does this mean? I can't. Give me my cursor. Here we go. Pie top butt can be a little hard to do. There we go, not bad. Okay, now we'll do the legs. I think normally I'd make this part a little bit fatter. Should it be fatter? And the tail looks really fat in comparison. Actually, yeah, the proportions are all off. Let me just redo this part. The hard part is making it look like it connects naturally. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Very round. Pom-toms have very, very round bottoms. Okay. hope I can draw these looking okay. I have experience drawing Chomp feet, but I haven't done it in a while, so I hope these end up looking okay. Is this Minecraft music? Oh, it's 10 hours of lo-fi video game beats. It's not Nintendo, even though it's what I searched up. I guess that's not what I turned on. Never mind. Okay, I kind of want the feet to be aimed like this way. See, this first toe looks so nice, but then the other toes are hard to make look nice. Does that look okay? I guess that looks okay. Kind of looks like he's perched on something. Like, it looks like there'd be like something he's like standing on, you know? Like he's got his foot like on something and his toes are hanging off. Not bad though, not bad. Not bad. I remember it was really, really hard for me to draw Chomp feet initially. Okay, never mind, that makes it look worse. I just won't do that. I used to struggle a lot with Chomp feet. But now it doesn't feel so hard anymore. Animal Crossing. Hot take, older Animal Crossing music is better. Okay, and then this one, let me see. I'm trying to draw the feet at like a facing away angle. I'm trying to do new angles and stuff, but kind of tough. Maybe like that. I guess it doesn't look too bad. Not too bad. It's like kind of facing away. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think it could be better. They don't match, but I guess it doesn't look too bad. Okay, then we gotta draw his tummy spikes. Which is hard because I have to like remember. Or I'll just do it like that. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna just go ahead and clean it up. One thing I like about simple illustrations is you can just clean them up right when you want to. I don't have to wait until the cleanup phase to clean things up. The cleanup phase is one of the most tedious and annoying parts of animating. Okay, also think about this. We have the leg here. So I might actually kind of I like the idea of the liner like staying like this, but the leg is here, which means that this line is gonna go behind the leg. So maybe I'll like fill in this gap here because otherwise because it looks kind of strange. Where is my leg layer? Here we go. Free money! Thank you, thank you!
Minecraft tax. Dina tax. Man, I owe a lot of taxes.
Oh, a lot of taxes, but you always give the same amount, huh? Maybe that's why you owe a lot. Nah, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Dubs. Thank you. Hi. Are you having a good day? Awesome, McCock. Thank you for that soup. Sorry, I didn't see it for a second. The feet are just one big toe, like the thumb. Guys, I'm nah! Don't compare it to that. Yeah, that's ugly. Don't compare something ugly, nah. Okay, I hate that. Like, I hide it, and there's a freaking pixel, and I don't know what layer it's on, so I'm gonna freaking have to go on a hunt for that layer. What layer is that? Okay, I found it. Artist struggles. Okay, I think if I just clean up that line there. Ta-da! Actually, the only thing we don't have is Pogcham's tail spikes to go down. His Pogcham spikes go down the tail. Like that. And then we'll just add. Oh, I hate that. Ta-da! Pogcham's butt. I did it! I draw. See, I have experience with Pogcham's feet, so if it's Pogcham's feet, I can draw them fairly well. It didn't even take that long. Yay! It's like his head is up there and it's coming down the bottom side. It's just Pogcham's butt. People are gonna like. I was thinking maybe share this on Twitter and maybe like YouTube, the YouTube community tab and stuff after I was done. And people are gonna see it and be like, what the heck is she drawing? There's a Pogcham's butt up in the corner. I'm actually kind of impressed with how fast I did it. I mean, looking at it now, I do think actually Pogcham's tail should be fatter around here. A fatter base than what I drew, but it does not look bad. It does not look bad at all. It's pretty good, especially for how quickly I did it. You know our butt so well. Well, it sounds weird when you say it like that. I'm on the high, cute Alex, made by the cute dinosaur. Yeah, we're doodling. I drew Chio, and then I drew Pogcham. Well, actually, no, I drew Chio. Then I drew that weird face, and then I drew Pogcham, and then I drew Pogcham's butt. Yeah, it's really cute though. I like how your one arm is way bigger than the other. That's because my sleeve is really big. Yeah. Wait, hang on. I'll show you. See, my sleeve is way bigger than my arm. So that's how I draw it. My arm is a lot thinner. And it's also shorter, see? See? Yeah. I'm having fun drawing though. It was a good idea to like try doing something different for once, you know? And you can draw it from memory. If that's not love and dedication, I don't know what it is. I maybe practiced drawing Pogcham a little bit. I'm experimenting a little bit. Yeah, it seems I'm accidentally doing one of Picasso's streams instead. Oh, my art, it's that fancy? It's that fancy and good? Wow, thank you. How you doing, Flipper Flap? How you doing? Yeah, oh, that other message was also from you. I love the asymmetrical sleep, it's super cute. Thank you! You know what I should do? Take a victory sip of my tea that is cold now. My cold tea. This music always made me really sad every time I played black and white. Do you guys ever have that music, like a music that you hear it, and because it takes place during something like sad, you just always associate it with what it's sad, and you're just like, this music is sad! Ah! Actually, speaking be careful not to like play the song because it'll just play on stream and I don't want to get... I mean, my stream's already demonetized, but there's this one anime song that always makes me sad too. And Frank, the lyrics are in Japanese. Not lyrics, the name of the title. The title's in Japanese. Have any of you guys seen Mushoku Tensei? It's the 4th opening. That one makes me sad every single freaking time. No spoilers why, it's major spoilers, but... If you're caught up on the Mushoku Tensei anime and you've seen that final arc, the opening that plays during that arc makes me sad, like emotional every time I hear it now. Which, by the way, if you have not seen Mushoku Tensei, you should watch it. It's an isekai, but it's like a really good one. You know, I know people get tired of isekai, they're like, isekai slop. But Mushoku Tensei is really good, and it's one of the few isekais I have seen where the character's previous life still matters in the story. I hate when an isekai comes out and like after they get isekai, their old life just doesn't matter anymore. You might as well just write a fantasy at that point, because it kind of just makes it so that the fact they're isekai, it doesn't do anything beyond getting them into a fantasy world. You might as well just write a fantasy, you know? You've never seen ReZero? No, I have. I said it was one of the few. I didn't see which one of the few it was. Ha! I think the isekai that I can think of where I know for a fact their normal life still comes into play in some way in the story is Konosuba, ReZero, Digimon, like the first one, Digimon Adventure, and Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, I've seen the beginnings of some other isekai, and honestly, it's possible that list could be longer, but I am very quick to put down a series if it doesn't catch my attention in the first like couple of episodes. And I have some isekai pet peeves. Do people not like isekai? There's a lot of people that don't. It's because for a while, isekai was like kind of like it was the genre that people hop on because it was popular. It was the genre that people hop on when they just want something quick and easy and they're trying to like get success, you know? Like, and I think that's why, I think that might be part of why their old life doesn't always come into play in the isekai stories. It's because their idea was not fully fleshed out, you know? And I can't say which series might be like playing into that specifically, but I know for a while we got like a bunch of isekai anime just out of nowhere because it was like the trend, you know? Kind of like how for a little while there were also a lot of villainous stories coming out because there was one anime that did really well with the whole, like, it's also an isekai, like reincarnated into my video game as the villainous character or whatever, you know? Well, that one anime did really well, and then suddenly here comes all the rest of the villainous, like, manga and webtoons and anime, and it's like... You know, but Mushoku Tensei is really good. And I know a lot of people crap on the main character for being a really big pervert, but I actually think them being an unapologetic pervert is really refreshing. And it makes me like them more. It makes me like them more. Not just for like a character development angle, but like... Me personally, I'm kind of burnt out on the main characters who are like... They kind of like boobs, but they're like all shy and flustered and cinnamon roll about it, you know? You know, like if the main character is a guy and then he like accidentally sees a little bit of a girl or something and he's like covering his face with his hands and he's like, oh, I'm just like, no, enjoy it, be a degenerate. I actually really like when the main characters are unapologetic perverts. It's not uncommon to see a character like that, but I feel like recently it's not the main character a lot of the time. So I just really appreciate when the main character, you know, a lot of people don't like it, but like, I kind of like it. It's also the same reason why, like, I don't usually like visual novels, but that one, the first Sucker for Love game, you also play as an unapologetic pervert, and I'm just like, ah, heck yeah. Yeah! Rudius is easily one of the best written characters. Yeah, that too! Like, Rudius is also a really well-written main character as well. And that's another thing too that I think people forget. I feel like a lot of people are so quick to jump on like negative traits of a character. And it's like... But then the fact that he starts off being like a huge pervert and also not a very likable person, you know, there's a reason for that. He starts off a bit more like unlikable, I guess. I mean, I still like him. I like him, and he's done really, really well. But I think having a character start off more unlikable in the beginning, they have a problem or whatever, it's to make room for development. I feel like a lot of people forget about that. They see that the character is like toxic, or like is really mean, or like he's like a bully or something. And like they just chalk them up to only that, and they don't even consider like any development that they're going to have across the series. I saw that the movie A Silent Voice was recently getting a ton of hate for that. People were crapping on the main character because that whole movie, if you've not seen it, very good, highly recommend. But that whole movie is about a boy who was originally the bully of a deaf girl, like regretting it later in life and trying to like make amends. Like the whole thing is about redemption of oneself and trying to right wrongs of the past. That's the entire point. And people were crapping on the main character for being a bully, and it's like yeah, it's not good, but that's the whole point of the movie. That's the whole point. The whole point is that he overcomes it. If he wasn't bad in the beginning, there'd be nothing for him to overcome. There'd be no story. There'd be no message. You know, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. What else should I draw? What else should I draw? We have like this really big empty spot down here. I kind of want to draw at least one more thing to kind of fill it up a bit more, you know? Bakugo? Maybe. I'm not caught up on My Hero Academia, but I definitely can say the way Bakugo starts off is a good example. I don't know all of the development that he has because I'm not caught up on the show. I'm actually pretty behind. But the way he starts off is definitely a really good example. And for some reason, he's also the exception to the rule. People love him despite him being literally that same type of character. You know? Despite it being that same type of character, people love him for some reason. I don't really get it. It's like people pick and choose. People hate on him so much too. I feel like I usually see more of the Bakugo fans. But honestly, it makes more sense if there's haters, because that lines up more in line with what people usually like. I see a ton of people that they just hate that. You can't have a character start bad and get better. You know, you can't have that. Can't have that. Man, it's honestly, I feel like they're just against like actual growth as a person. You have to be perfect from the very beginning. And if you're not perfect, then you're just a bad person. Like, that's literally their logic. And I'm so tired of it. Yeah. My favorite Isekai in a while has been Isekai Oji-san, level 99 villainous, and the one where a bureaucratic father becomes the villainous in an Otome game. Oh, wait, I think I've heard of that last one. Yeah, that one looked really, really interesting. That one looked like it could be really funny. Honestly, my favorite Isekai was always Digimon, but like, I think honestly, Mushoku Tensei is up there. Like, seriously, you guys should watch it. Watch Mushoku Tensei. It's got 2 seasons out right now, and I think season 3 is in production, so you could use this time to get caught up. It's such a good show. It's such a good show, and I really, really like the 2 opening songs from season 2. I feel like the opening songs from season 1 didn't really catch my attention too much, but the ones from season 2, really good. Really, really good. Yeah. Hello, Chio. The art styles are as cute as the one who drew it. Nah! Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Ross, thank you for super. Hello, Stinky Scary Chio Dinotax. Hello, Ross, Stinky Scary Ross paying tax. How you doing? Hi. I hate double standards. I see it all the time with lollies too. Oh yeah, no, me too. I wish that we could have more stuff where, you know, just like... Wait a minute, why did I just randomly have an empty layer at the top here? I didn't delete anything. Okay, it was just an empty layer. I was like, what? Yeah, I wish more things could just be allowed to just be, you know? Like, it's just a story. I think way too many people are too caught up on what it means about you as a person if you make or, like, enjoy said thing. That's really what all of it boils down to. Like, no matter the character, whether it's a lolly or a massive pervert, whether you have something that's maybe a bit fetishy in your story, or like something really dark and violent, all of it, any of those things, it all boils down to like people are just too worried about what it says about you as a person if you make or enjoy it. Which I think is really sad. Because like not even just sad for the people that gotta deal with it, like the people who do enjoy it and they gotta deal with that mentality from other people, but also it's sad for the people who believe that way too. Like, it sounds like a really fear-based mentality. You're scared of what people will think of you if you associate with something that you think is bad. So you react like it's bad. But it's all based on fear. It's all just fear of, like, what other people will think. But, like, it doesn't have to be that way. You can also just enjoy whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be any deeper than that. You know? Like, you're only a bad person if you do bad things. You know? Like, you can enjoy, like, a violent game or something, but, like, unless you're actually, like, going out and hurting somebody, like, there's no harm in that. I wish more people could understand that. Sometimes it makes me wonder how many people are out there and they're, like, just, like... They're, like, scared of the reaction of other people, but they're, like, closeted. Like, they secretly actually really like this stuff themselves, and they want to be themselves, but they're scared to, because of what other people will think. I feel bad for them, honestly. That's gotta be a really really a hard way to live. I couldn't do it. You know, a lot to do, a lot. It's so sad. That's why I'm always encouraging pog jumps, you know, like, unless someone is getting hurt in the process, just don't mind what people say or think. Just be yourself. And don't let anyone bully you into feeling otherwise. Just believe in the words of the Chio. Free money! Thank you. Yeah. Thank you! Mouths are hard to draw. It doesn't look bad, but I don't really like the shape. It's hard. Well, thank you for saying that. Are you gonna play Pragmata? The girl robot remembers me of you. Yeah, I want to. I've been wanting to play it since I saw it in the Nintendo Direct, like a couple of months ago, I think. It looks really cool. But I already got my schedule out for this week and I don't really want to cancel, so if I do play it, it's gonna be like at least next week. Honestly, there was a small part of me that debated playing that today instead of drawing, but I was like, nah, this is a rare case where we do something else that's not drawing, not gaming. And it's like, you know what, I really wanna do that. I really wanna like just do something different, you know? We do so many games, it's nice to have a different activity on the table every once in a while. So I decided not to cancel anything. I can't get this body right. Bodies are hard. Okay, I guess it looks okay. Does it look like the arms are like on the hips, like, whoa? I don't think it looks like that. Like that? Oh wait, that's it. Let me just fix up the elbow because I think this looks a lot better. Let me just straighten out this line, I think, but like otherwise, I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah. Like this. It looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, Pragmata demo was really fun. Was there a demo? I didn't know there was a demo. But yeah, it looks really cool. I want to play it. And more games with cute little girls. This has been a really good year for that so far. Yeah, we had Resident Evil Requiem and Zako no Ahiru. And now we got Pragmata. And there might even be other games too that I'm not thinking of. Like, 2026 has been pretty good for that so far. Yeah, Rick Order, thank you for being Pog Champion for 3 whole months. Amazing done, which I love. 3 months proud, Pog Tom. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you've been enjoying your 3 months with us so far. Here's hoping to many, many more, yeah. And Gem Designs, thank you also for being Pog Champion for 3 months. I admire your art because I can't draw chibi too well. Really? You know, I also used to feel that way. Because for me, I would try to draw like the traditional anime style. I was only able to draw like this when I stopped trying to draw anime, and like, I guess I'm just better with like kind of more cartoony. Like you can see this being in like, but like I guess it kind of has like a bit of a. Maybe it's the slightly slanted eyes. I don't know. It feels like it kind of has a bit of a very, very faint Asian-like feel to it. But like it also feels like Western. Like I could see this being in like a little Western cartoon, you know? And like when I decided to just embrace what my style tended to come out as, which tends to be more Western, more round, you know, brown cartoony, then not only did I start enjoying it more, but like, I feel like my work just comes out a lot better. Like, none of this looks anime at all, but I'm still able to do it because I lean into whatever my style is, you know? Finding a drawing style is hard. Yeah, it can be. It took me many years. I have a sister who's like really good at art, and she's been drawing since we were like little dinosaurs, you know? And like, she is super good at anime art, and she does it traditional too. Like, one of the most skilled artists I know. She's really cool, and I always looked up to her art, and I wanted to do it too. But whenever I would try to do anime, I just couldn't. I would even ask her for advice, and she would give me some tips here and there. But like, I just never could, and I just thought like maybe drawing's not for me. Maybe I just don't enjoy drawing, you know. But it was only when I really like there were several times where I would start to draw in more of this style, and I'd be like, hey, I'm actually having fun, you know. This doesn't look too bad, but it's not the style I want to draw. You know, I want to draw more anime. Honestly, there's been so many times where I want to draw like my own lolly art. I want to draw myself in like cute outfits or cute scenarios or like spending time with park jumps. But like my art style just didn't really fit what I had in my mind, you know? It didn't really fit what I had in my head. And it was really frustrating. It was really, really frustrating because like a lot of the time I have a really heavy drive to like get stuff done that I want to do. If I want to do it, I feel this strong drive to get it done. And it's incredibly frustrating when you're feeling that drive, but it also feels like you're hitting a wall, you know? Like I feel like a lot of the things that I do that I feel that drive toward, I tend to pick it up pretty fast. Kind of like animating. I picked up animating really fast. Honestly, I'm surprised by it too. But for like drawing though, which is funny because you think drawing would come before animating. They are kind of two separate skill sets. Because like animating, it's not just drawing, it's also an understanding of motion. And anybody who wants to get into animating, I highly recommend looking up the 12 principles of animation on YouTube and learning from them. Very, very helpful. There's a couple of animator YouTubers who I recommend. Alex Gregg is really good for like beginner animation stuff. Really, really helpful. I can recommend stuff like that. But yeah, you'd think like the love of illustrating and drawing would come first, but for me it was the opposite. Even though I didn't have my set style, I would still like try to draw. And I managed to get some stuff done, but it also just sort of felt like, oh, okay, I love the way this hand looks, but I don't like how it's lower than the other one. Okay, no. I'm just gonna cheat here. I love digital art. It's kind of... Actually, now that I think about it, I should redraw this hand to look more like this one. I think it looked more like what I want it to look like. Yeah. I wish this elbow wasn't lower than the other one. Just kind of redoing these. This music sounds familiar too. What is this music from? Hang on, it feels like just a little bit too pointy and just a little bit. Okay, yeah, that looks better. That looks better. Awesome. Mario Kart? Oh, wait, no. Game over from Super Mario World. Maybe both then. It could be from both. Ah. I see. Booba. Bye-bye. 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 Oh wait, now I want to clean up the head just a little bit. There we go. Hey, booba. I really like how the hand turned out on the right arm. Looks very natural. Yeah, doesn't it? And one thing I like about drawing is like sometimes as you draw like the other parts of it, you also realize like, oh, this would be better than if I drew it differently. I still kind of feel like with this hand, I still kind of wonder if I can make it look a little bit better. Maybe look at that. Yeah, that looks better. Just that one little line there makes a big difference, I guess. But I also wonder if I like redrew this line in and just kind of adjusted the positioning of the arm. Can I like see this for a second? Okay, and then if I go back to this layer. That looks even better. You just kind of like, sometimes you just kind of experiment. I don't normally draw the hands on the hips, so this was kind of like a process for me to, okay, well now the elbow looks a little too high up. Now that I completely tilted the arm and readjusted the position. But it's fun to like slowly figure out how you want to draw something. You know? I feel like you can learn a lot from just experimenting. That's good enough, I guess. It's good enough. Booba. Crazy! Thank you for the super. Any tips on how to draw cute stuff for monster art? I think my biggest tip, I don't really draw a ton of monster stuff, so I'm probably not the most knowledgeable person to ask, but if I had to think of something that I think would be helpful, I would look online and see if there is like, see if you can find some artists who do like a similar style to what you're wanting to do, and then like look at what they do and like try to learn from it. Do like an art study. Do art studies of different artists that you like. I have so many bookmarks on Twitter of just art that I found that I really like the style of. And it can be good to do an art study. And what I mean by art study is, I mean, pull up a reference and like, I think you can maybe trace if you want to, but like, I would honestly recommend doing it without tracing. Pull up a reference and like, try to replicate their piece on your own. As you draw the different pieces of it, you'll realize some of what how you like to draw. You'll realize, here's some things that I do like. Here's some things I enjoyed doing. Here's some things I did not enjoy doing. And you can learn a lot about your own preferences with style and stuff by doing that. And you might even learn like just maybe there's like a way of drawing anything. It could be the eyes, it could be like maybe like arms and stuff, hands. You might have never thought you could try doing it that way, but then like, oh, by doing this art study you learn something new, you know? And the point is not to copy. The point is just purely to learn. And like learning through doing an example can really help a lot. Honestly, with this style, I only realized how much I like doing a similar style after like I saw a VTuber Crumbles art. I've always really loved Crumbles gremlin art. So when I was doing different art studies, I'll do art studies of like other VTubers whose art that I look up to. I've done art studies of Crumroll. I've done art studies from Mitty's art. And it can really help you a lot with developing your own style. Especially if you take different pieces from different artists. It can all come together into your own original style that you really like. And you can do that with anything. You can do it with anime characters. You can do it with realism. You can do it with monsters if you want to. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of monster-specific tips or anything, but like that's what I would do. And even if you like know how to draw already, there's always something that you can learn. And it's really helpful. It's really helpful. Yeah. I want to say though, if you do choose to trace and stuff, just don't go posting it like it's your own work. Like if you do want to post something, I would just make it very clear that like that you referenced something and that it was a learning exercise, and like be very clear that you're not trying to take credit for the original artist's work. You want to be honest and fair that it was a learning exercise and that it's not your own original work, especially if you trace. But I think even if you use a reference, it's a good habit to have, you know, if you do want to post it, you know. Yeah. Studying the fundamentals can also help with stylized stuff. Yeah, that's true. You can also go back to the fundamentals and stuff. I hate fundamentals, so I don't do the fundamentals. But it can be helpful. Yeah, true. The process is what makes things fun. Yeah, in my experience, if you're trying something and like you're like, you feel like you're hitting your head against the wall trying to make something work and it's just not working. In my experience, that means like, oh, well, I should try it from a different angle then. You know, try it in a different way. That's what I do. And that's usually what it means. It's like, okay, this way that you're trying it, it's just not working. So that means there's probably a different way that you can do it that would be even better. That's happened to me so many times that I just kind of treat it as like, it's like just a life principle now, you know? Gotta go to work. Often drawing stream, learned a lot. Thank you, Octo. Have a great day at work. Thanks for hanging with us. And listen to me yap while I doodle. I still feel like we could draw some more stuff on here. The cabins feel so empty. There's so much space dedicated to just this random booby character. Thank you, Koreji. I could only draw freaky, scary, evil art. Well, I don't know how much time and practice you put into other styles, but maybe you just need a bit more practice or something. Or maybe there's a way you can mix your scary style with the more like cute style you're going for. That's what I'm doing right now to try to learn more of like a lolly style. Because I'm very good at drawing gremlins, but I'm not very good at drawing lollies. I want to draw anime art, but I'm really bad with the traditional ways of doing it. So what do? I go at it from a different angle. I take some of the ways that I like to draw and mix them just enough with a slightly more anime angle, and it comes out as like, it's a mix of my style and traditional anime, but it helps you like find a balance. And it helps you start to achieve that like specific art and style that you want. You know, that's what I would do. It's what I've been doing. Yeah, I've been doing that myself. I need to practice more. I'm really tempted to draw another one after the last one, and part of that's because I was sitting in my own satisfaction for how nice that one came out as. It came out so nice. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and like be happy that mine came out so nice, because if I attempt it again and then I can't do it, I'm gonna feel bad. So I'm gonna let myself feel good about it for a while before I attempt it. But now it's been a little while, so I should practice again and give it another shot. You know, yeah, rapidly prototyping different ideas based on artists you like can quickly lead you to figuring out some styles you like. Yeah. I highly recommend. Also, it's just fun. It's kind of fun to sit down with an art that you really like and just challenge yourself to draw it in a different way. You know, like you're trying to replicate this artist style. It's probably different from the way that you would draw it, right? And it can be fun to challenge yourself with some new stuff like that. Yeah. Is there anything else we should draw? My head is tired. I don't know if I have any more ideas. I like how my last idea was just boobs. It was fun though. It was fun to draw the boobs. You know, actually, for someone who never draws boobs ever, they didn't come out too bad. It does kind of look like a butt though. Oh well. Either it's a person with big boobs or it's a person wearing a giant butt collar. And either way, it's funny, so I'll take it. I feel like I'm learning from an expert. Thanks for sharing your passions. Yeah, no problem. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. High praise, high praise. I just feel confident in the way I do things and the way that I've been learning, I guess, you know? There's a lot that I want to be able to draw that I still can't draw yet. But like, the more you practice, the more you learn, you know? That's why people say to practice, you know? And I genuinely feel if you sit down and you're trying to practice and you just absolutely hate what you're doing, I've felt that before. Like sometimes I try to draw anime style. I sit down, I'm trying to draw, I just hate it. With every fiber of my being, I hate what I'm working on. Sometimes you feel like that though. It's not because you hate practicing, but it's just like, maybe there's a better angle you could go at it, you know? You know? That principle really helps with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. If it's just you're bashing your head against the wall, try it from a different angle. It probably means there's a different, better way that you could be doing it. For like anything. You know? It's super, super, super useful. Yeah. It's super helpful. It feels like unlocking a new perspective on life. The milkers are necessary for inspiration. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Sally. Hello. How you doing? Hi. We're doodling and yapping. Doodling and yapping. I drew me, and I drew a face, and I drew Park Chomp, and I drew Park Chomp's butt, and then I drew boobs. Yeah, it's been a good day. Productive day. Going over and over and over again, failing quickly and failing often until you find that little opening where it clicks. Yes, that's it. Yeah. And honestly, another piece of advice that I think also is in line with what I've been saying there is, I think it's from Albert Einstein, isn't it? Where it's like, trying something over and over the same way, expecting different results is the definition of insanity. I keep that in mind too. I think it's like, give something a fair shot. But if it's just not working, just kind of twist it a little bit, you know? Try it a little differently, you know? Experiment, you might get different results. It's like science. Science. Yeah. That's one of my favorite quotes. Also a Far Cry 3. This is a Far Cry 3 quote. Also a Far Cry 3 quote. Yeah, honestly, it's a really, really good one. I have literally known people before who will try it the exact same way over and over and over and then just complain to me that they can't do it. And it's like, have you tried it
Only
differently
two
at
boobs?
all?
I guess that's fine. Sigh.
What do you mean, only 2 boobs? What do you mean? I am not giving her 6 milkers. Okay, okay. I don't like when characters have more than 2 boobs. I don't like it. If you're out here looking at furry art and they have more than 2 boobs, I don't want it. I'll take the $5 though. Thank you, Devos. Thank you. I've only got 2 hands. How am I supposed to do with 6? I guess we'll have to grow 4 more hands for all the 6 milkers. Yeah. What about Muffet from Undertale? Does she have more than 2 boobs? I haven't played Undertale myself, but I've seen people play it. And in my vague memory, I don't remember Muffet having more than 2 boobs. A good example was with those 3 drawings you did the other week. The one you posted on Instagram. Just tweak until you find something that you like. Yeah, in the last Phasmo stream that I did, I showed off like some different art pieces that I did. I did them all the same day, but it's like massively different results between each drawing because like I was trying different things. You know, I like experimented and tried different things until I found one that I liked. Chio drawing boobs. Yeah. She has multiple arms because she's a spider. I think that's what they meant. Yeah, but I don't mind if a character has multiple arms. I don't like when they have multiple boobs. That's the entire thing. I guess Muffet though does have enough hands for the 6 boobs if she comes across somebody who has 6 boobs. She can grab all of them. But I don't really like the multiple boobs. Well, I mean, actually, to be honest, I prefer when there's nothing. But if they're gonna have boobs, just 2. I don't really want there to be more than 2. So you just want 1 giant super boob. No, I did not say that. Okay, no more or less, no more or fewer than 2. Giga boob. No! Actually, you know what would look really cute to like fill some extra space? We could just add like some stars and stuff to the doodle. I'm not very good at drawing stars, but we'll just add some in. I just had a really awful idea. Oh no! Man, I wish I just used my fill tool. This is taking forever. Hang on. Wow, I wonder what book Chompi is reading. I wish it was an even rectangle. If I had spent more time on the initial shape, it could read. Can I make it? Yeah, more of an even rectangle, because I just think that looks better. We're gonna post it on Twitter, and then that's gonna make everyone be like, wait a minute, what is Chio drawing? Yeah, cool, we gotta wait. Wait, did we? I thought I saw my pin post flicker a little bit. Wait, did we get a wait? Oh no, hi, Savi. Do you like my doodles? Do you like my drawings? Thank you for the raid. Hi. A masterpiece. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we doodled a bunch of stuff today. Yeah. I also showed off how I animate earlier too. I still have this open. I animated that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a nice solid animation. Oh yeah. Just really just take it in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good animation. I can't rewind it when I'm not looking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it looks really good. That's the good stuff. Yeah. That would take me 5 hours to do. Really? How long did it take me, guys? Did somebody time me? It took me like a few minutes. Like, I don't know how long exactly, but it took me like a few minutes. Yeah. Actually, it would have been faster even too if I wasn't stopping to explain my process in the middle of it between steps. But it was very educational. Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to be doing more animating for any Pog Champions. We're doing a member stream. Member stream tomorrow morning. And we're going to try to animate a short. I still need to think of what we're going to animate. I still need to think of like the actual content we're animating. I probably should not have promised a short. Free money. But we're going to do a short. Thank you. So I got to think of something. I had an idea. I also have another stream tomorrow too. It's not on the schedule. Wait, no, it actually is on the schedule. I just need to go make the freaking waiting room for it. Yeah, but that means we have to like do the short like before that stream. So like, oh, I hope we can do it. Like, it might take a little while. Hello, came with the raid, just stopping by to say hi. Hope you guys having a great stream. Thank you. Glad to get back to work. Also, guys, check out the link chat for merch. Chio Chompi-san would appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I would appreciate it, yeah. I guess it's also a good time to also put the reminder out there that the merch that we have is available until the end of April. April 30th is the last day. The last day to get it. So, just a nice reminder if you wanted to check it out. Yeah. Doing merch reminders is always so weird though, because I always feel like I'm just trying to say, buy stuff, give me money. But I've been trying to do better with merch reminders, because I know there were some PogChamps who just totally missed the merch period last time I had merch. Because I don't tend to be really good with merch reminders. I tend to forget. I get caught up in all the other things I'm doing and I forget. And then that led to some PogChamps totally missing the period to get merch. So I was like, I want to try to be better about it, so that way if there are PogChamps that want to buy the merch, they have more chances to see the reminders and remember to do it if they want to, you know? And it is nice that it supports me and everything, but, you know, I'm putting in extra effort for the, like, 2 PogChamps that missed it. So it's just a nice reminder, you know. I'll probably make, like, one more reminder post, too, on, like, the Discord and Twitter and everything. It'll just be, like, a 1 week left. Make sure you get it, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Also, Abyssal, thank you for the super, but now I give the Chio drawing a black rectangle. But she's so cute and wholesome. Implying that PogChamp is not cute and wholesome. Oh no! Yeah, now we mad. It's not obvious, but Chio's book is bigger. No one can match the power and sheer size of my chompiness. I'll be totally honest though, I'm heavily debating just uploading it like this. And then anybody who was not at the stream is going to be like, Chio, what is that? What are you drawing in that stream? But little do they know, there's actually nothing under it, but it's really funny. Very safe for work. It's only mildly suggestive. I still feel like maybe we could put something in the middle here, though. One more drawing. Add one on everything, even the stores. No! Wait, you know what that would really be really funny? Futanari. Chio draws Futanari on stream. I still think it's funniest like this though. Thank you. I am trying to give a super rainbow frog. I mean, I could attempt to draw a frog, but I don't think I'm gonna add colors to any of this. I think I'm just gonna put it up as it is. So the rainbow part would kind of be hard to get across. Oh, maybe I could just draw a little dinosaur. I know we already drew PogChamp and me, but we could draw like another dinosaur. Yeah, the innocent face makes it so much funnier. Maybe this is just me staring at PogChamp, who's got his chomper out. Put that away, PogChamp. Put that away. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. I actually did see a pug chomps. I don't know if they were pug chomps. I saw somebody's penis. Somebody emailed me. And it was like, here's a picture of my penis, if it would please you. And I was just like, please tell me that there's not actually a penis picture in this email. Please tell me. Please tell me it's not true. And I was so scared to open it. And then I did, because I was curious. And there was indeed a giant penis picture. And I immediately closed it and went, ah! Please don't send me your penis. I only joke about it. I don't want to see it. For free? I guess so. I guess so. I thought you meant like some no, it was a penis. It was not. And it's only the second time that someone has sent me their penis as a VTuber, and like I don't know if I'm lucky to just go so long without seeing one, but it's kind of crazy. Love yourself, kings. Charge these women for the grades. Yeah, man, but I should be paying to see that. People, who told you this works? I don't know. I just deleted the email. But now every time I check my email, I'm like kind of scared there's gonna be another one. Like, please, no. I'm just checking my email to see if I have an update on some art I commissioned. I do not want to see your penis. I sent a bunch of dick pics to my friends, but they were just pictures of famous people named Dick. That would have been really funny. It would have been really funny. It was like, here's a picture of my dick, if it would please you. And then you open it up and it's just like a picture of somebody named Dick. Or it's a picture of like Dick Sporting Goods or something. That would have been really funny. Sadly, that's not what it was. It's just somebody wanting to flash me. Ah! I should just commission art of me with just the biggest wiener, and then I'll just send that in response. Cool, bro. Here's mine. Yeah. Oh wait, I want to draw something in the center here. I don't know what to draw. They might like that though. Yeah. I do think ignoring is probably just best, but man, that would be funny. Why commission it? Draw it yourself. Because I need something that's like super, like, I want something that's like really mogs the person, you know? And I am not skilled enough to draw art like that. So you commission somebody who really knows how to draw both pretty women and massive penor, and combine it, and then there you go. That's my penis sending defense picture. Yeah. Hashtag penis mog. what to draw. There's like empty space there. I really like everything we've done though. It has a very cute kidcore feel. Despite half of it. The rest of it feels very kidcore. Maybe not those parts, but the rest of it feels very kidcore. There's definitely artists like that. Yay! A TV cartoon Chio with a hyper-realistic one would be really funny, to be honest. No, wait, you're right. Because then it would just triple how much I'm panicking. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to draw. Oh no, I hate that. It's a photo. Wait, no, this is way too tall. Way too tall. I just like looked down at all my folders and I was like, that's it. Artistic masterpiece. It's a photo. What's in the folder? What should we put in the folder? We could draw like... Okay, wait, let me draw like a square. Give me a nice even square shape. Awesome. We can make it look like this is popping out of the folder. What does it have on it? What are we drawing on the picture? What are we gonna doodle here? Not poor. Black box. With Chio and Pogchamp kiss. Oh wait, it could be like Mario and Sonic making out. Oh. Actually, just writing taxes on it would be probably kind of pretty funny. Taxes. Awesome. Okay, wait. Okay, and then... For a second I was like, I've heard this music before too. What is this? It's Pokemon. It really suits the rest of the artwork. It's so beautiful. I dropped my pen and it went way under my desk. Grab it with my feet. I got it. With my feet. And then the photo also has a black box. Why do the taxes have to have a big penis? I don't think taxes deserve to have a big penis. I don't think so. Yeah, you should draw with your foot. I don't think I'd be good at that, but I can attempt it. Okay, let me put. Okay, my pen is in my foot. Are you ready for a masterpiece? Okay. But I can't hold it steady at all. Wait, let me also just. Okay, now it's on the pen. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna draw a guy with my feet. Oh no. Oh no. There's my guy. Are you left-footed or right-footed? I put it in my left foot. But like maybe no, I put it in my right foot, I mean, but maybe I should try my left foot. Ah! Wait, it actually looks like a foot. I drew a foot with my foot. It looks like ancient Japanese calligraphy with my foot. Is it a good addition to the drawing? People are gonna be like, what is that? Sukoi. But it doesn't match anything else that I drew. It's just like this ominous stain in the bottom of the... But, okay, I'm curious, so what if I tried to draw like a little happy face, but with my left hand, because I am right-handed? Oh man, okay, I guess I should put my guard glove on my other hand, huh? Oh, I'm not used to wearing it on this hand. Oh man, this feels weird. I've actually been trying to like teach myself to be ambidextrous, but it is... Whew, it's not super, you know. Wait, did I just delete? Okay, no. Okay, I forgot to put it in a photo. I just had like an empty layer sitting out. Okay, I'm ready to draw with my left hand. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Am I allowed to use smart shape? Am I allowed to use smart shape? Should I do it with smart shape or without smart shape? Yeah, I'm about to have baby ducks and baby pheasants. Ah, really? You should name one of them Chio. 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 I'm angry, but I write better with my left. Really? Yeah, I'm like entirely like right-handed. Okay, let's not use smart shape. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Just draw it all on one layer, why not? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ta-da! It's not a Pokemon. No, it's me! But actually, I don't think it turned out too bad. Considering that I do it with my non-dominant hand, it's not too bad. Still better than my work. Okay, I'm gonna also use my left hand to move it a little bit because it's kind of over the top of Pogchamp's feet. So if we're keeping it, I want it to be like in its own space. Ta-da! What do you think? What do you think? It looked like Pachi Risu. No, it doesn't. Ah. Can I make a hole in your plushie? Hey, you can do whatever you want, man. It's your plushie once you buy it. I've been training my left hand recently, getting better at it, forcing myself every day to be left-handed for a little while. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a cool skill to have, to be ambidextrous. Not a lot of people do that. You know? Yeah. I think my left-handed Chio is not too bad. This is like with zero practice too. I've not attempted to draw with my left hand. Actually, the only thing I've done recently, I say I've been doing things, the only thing I've done recently with my left hand was like I forced myself to stir a pot of beans with my left hand. That's literally it. So this is pretty good. Yay! We're done with drawing! We filled out the paper. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of our doodles? Pretty good, pretty good. It's great for our fans. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. It's like a possible background photo for us prog chomps. I mean, I'll be posting it on Twitter, so I guess if anyone wants to have it as a background photo, you can. You can, you can. She did it! Yeah! I really like our little sheet with all the doodles and stuff. Yeah, people are gonna be like, what the heck is that at the bottom? At least I can say drawing with my left hand is easier than drawing with my foot. I cannot hold my foot steady. Like, I guess I drew a foot with my foot. That's it. And I definitely was not actually attempting to draw a circle, and that's my horrible attempt at that or anything. Saying that as my tablet wallpaper. Yeah, if you guys want to use it, you can. I'll be posting it after. Yeah, what about drawing with your mouth? I don't want to put my pen in my mouth. Is there even any room for that? I guess maybe here. Should I attempt it? One more thing. Oh, I'm gonna put this in my mouth. Okay. There, it's a heart. It's a heart. Did I do okay? Not bad. Thank you. I've literally never attempted to draw with my mouth before, so as a first attempt, it's not too bad. You can tell it's in a vague heart shape. Man, maybe I'm just really skilled with art. I'm just so good. I'm so good at it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and save it. No, not like that. Export. PNG. Okay, what should we name it? I'll just name it like stream stuff. Fake, I forgot the T, it says stream stuff. There we go. But actually instead of stream stuff, stream doodles, because that's what it is. Doodles from stream. Yeah, that's all correct. Okay, awesome. Yeah, nice. Now you gotta get 5 pieces of normal paper and draw with all 5 at the same time. Both hands, both feet, and mouth. How would I even do that? I'd be like flat on my face, just like... I'm just gonna fall on the floor. That wouldn't even work. No. this is our little sheet of doodles. Yay! Yatta! I really like all the doodles we did. I think it's a pretty good time to go ahead and wind down. Where is my Clip Studio page? Okay, here I found it. Yeah. I'll maybe export the animation too, and I'll also share that. Yeah. Might be harder to share on YouTube unless I make a GIF of it. I guess I could just make it a GIF. Did you know you can share GIF files on the YouTube community page? Yeah, you can't do it with normal videos, but if it's a GIF, you can do it with a GIF. I didn't know that until like fairly recently. Now, I've been hoping for the idea to casually share videos, like in the YouTube community page, without it having to be an official upload on the channel. And I guess if it's a GIF, you can do that. So I kind of got my wish, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. But thank you for cheering me on while I doodle, guys. This has been super fun, yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and mute our drawing music then. We'll go back to my BGM. Yeah. Also, just so that way if I go to set up a raid, we don't hear someone's random stream footage just like talking from a random person appears on my stream. Now you gotta get... Wait, I already read that one. What the frick, bro? I'm too tired. Yeah. I saw cool videos of a girl painting on face with her mouth. Yeah, you can get really good at it. I have seen the craziest drawing techniques. I know it feels like it's like such a weird idea. It feels so strange. Like, how could you do that? But some people learn. Some people teach themselves, you know? Like, not art related, but like, I saw about this one VTuber who got really good playing video games with her feet. That she ended up like developing a muscle in her foot that most people don't even have. Like, that's pretty crazy, huh? Crazy, isn't it? I couldn't imagine. Actually, when I saw that, a little bit of me was kind of tempted. I was like, okay, what if I start doing a bunch of stuff with my foot? Would I also develop the muscle? But then I just keep forgetting about it, so... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not something I'll actually end up doing. Okay, let me just setting up the raid now. Who did I just send it to? Let me make sure they're not about to end the stream. What the? Okay, it's a good thing I muted it, because like, yeah, it did just start with the audio just up. People would have just heard like talking in the stream. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but you never know what somebody else is gonna... I don't know what I'm saying. I was gonna say, you never know what someone else is gonna say, but then I say the weirdest things myself, so honestly, it's probably fine. Yeah. Gotta work those foot muscles. Maybe someday, maybe it'd be like a funny, like, I don't know, like a side quest. Or like on top of all the normal work you do, you're also out here doing this stuff too, maybe. I had a really good time with the chill stream. These are good to have once in a while. Hope you like it as well, Chio. I did. It was really fun to just get to like chill out and doodle. We had some different music going. It was a nice change of pace. I'd like to do these a little bit more often, honestly. Like I mentioned it earlier, and I was thinking about it earlier, about like occasionally we just have a different stream and we try different things. I was watching an episode of The Grumps about like Foley, making Foley sounds for a film, and it made me think like, stuff like that would be really cool to do. So I might try to like brainstorm some different stream ideas, and like we still do a lot of gaming, but every once in a while we do something else too, you know? Yeah. And it's nice to get some extra drawing practice in and stuff. Okie dokie. I am starting to overheat in my room. I think I need to go get my AC on, and I'm gonna drink some water so I don't wear my throat out. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I will see you guys tomorrow. Double stream day tomorrow. Actually, I still need to go make the thumbnail and get the waiting room up for my second stream tomorrow. Right now, I only have the member stream one up. But we're having a member stream in the morning, and then I'm going to have a Lethal Company collab later in the day as well. You know, it's gonna be later than my usual time, but if any of you guys are able to make it, we do have that happening too. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. I literally missed the whole stream. Got the last 10 seconds. I'm sorry, but thank thank you for stopping by anyway. And I got to say goodbye to you before I ended. Goodbye. Bye. I'll be posting my art on Twitter and stuff after stream if you guys want to like look at it again or whatever. So I'll see you later. Bye bye.